14 is Pilar.
I'm so excited for you. So excited.
Darren McCarty comes back with deep in front of him. McCarty cross. McCarty in. McCarty stops. And the numbers have gone. Darren McCarty.
Welcome to the Hook on Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital network, live from my bookie studios. It is Thursday, April 8th. I'm Pilar Lastra. To my left, we've got D-Mac. To my right, we've got Maz. We've got Fish in the Fishbowl, Eazy D behind the glass, and like always, we've got our boy Luke manning all of our social media. So make sure that you are joining in on all the conversations at Woodward Sports on all of our social platforms across the board. And of course, my friends, do not forget, we do have another game of our Hall Financial Trivia. Get home with Hall Financial Baseball Trivia. All you have to do is answer 4 questions correctly, and you, my friends, will win a $100 gift card to Detroit Wing Company, all thanks to our friends over at Hall Financial. So give us a call, 313-552-6322. D-Mac, I saw that you brought in.
I couldn't handle it anymore. We're doing these things. I had to stop on the way in, and yeah, you know what? I got the Creole Parmesan and the garlic Parmesan, and Maz and the fellas, everybody. I brought an extra thing of poutine too, in case you wanted to try
Where
the
is
poutine. It's in the back.
I devoured that one poutine.
Okay, well there you go. Maz devoured your poutine, Pilar.
No, there's one extra.
Yeah,
There's
no,
an extra.
no, that first
okay.
one, but it was great. But Maz, I didn't bring Maz. See, it's when you go and you bring lunch to everybody, bring what you want, because it doesn't matter. They have to eat what they want. I didn't bring Maz's favorite. I didn't know, but it's the Asian zing sort of thing.
Yeah, but I forgot what it's called there.
Yeah, it's delicious stuff.
It's all good.
Well, I just saw the wrappers, so I guess I was a day late and a
Well, no,
dollar
you were
short
just,
for that.
it wasn't that. It's just that I got here too early, because when you're around savages, yeah, and it's delicious food, it's gone. Everybody, Eazy, did you try a piece?
No, I did not. But I'm actually good. I ate before I came in.
Oh, okay. I was
Thanks for
wondering.
not
Fish,
offering.
did you try some?
No, but is it the original poutine?
Yes, it actually is the close. I have said this before, and I will not say that in Montreal that where it's originated, there probably is better, but this is the best poutine that you will get outside of Canada, and it's better than Canadian poutine.
It's good.
I'm a big poutine fan.
Well, I'll remember that next time. And Lunchables. So
Yes.
Oh,
and
Now it's very
poutine and
close.
Lunchables.
In Jersey, we call those what you guys call poutine. We call disco fries in Jersey. They're steak fries with melted mozzarella cheese and a brown gravy on top. That's basically.
no, it's got to be cheese curds.
Well, yeah, I get it. Well,
I don't
in
know,
Jersey,
we call
that's
them
what we
loaded
call it.
fries from where I'm from back
Yeah, but
in
those are
Texas.
different.
Yeah, that's not a
Loaded
poutine.
fries.
no.
I mean, I don't know. They've got like chili on them and cheese
Those
and
are chili
onions.
cheese fries.
Chili cheese fries from
Yeah,
Tony.
they call them loaded fries.
Well,
where
yeah,
I'm from.
but not with the poutine. That's the Canadian and the French and the duck. Hey, have you had the duck? You need the duck gravy there, Fish. That's the original.
Well, I'm
not
gonna
the
have to
beef.
try it. You guys,
That's better than the beef?
Oh my gosh.
Where's the beef?
y'all make
Yes,
me
it
hungry.
is. Yes, it
Y'all
is.
make me
Anybody
so-
out there? Hey guys, hit us up on all our socials. Anybody out there love the poutine? Like I love the poutine?
Oh my goodness.
Sounds dirty.
Yes, or give us a call, 313-552-6322. We have got a really great show lined up for you guys. But first, Maz, why don't you hit us with your sports update?
I can do that, and welcome to Masters Day #1, of course, the first Thursday, every golf fan's favorite day of the year, and we are brought to you by MyBookie. As always, don't forget, they will match your first deposit halfway up to $1,000 only if you use the promo code Woodward. So get on it. Now, how about the Masters right now? I'm reading it right off the leaderboard live. You got Harman, Matsuyama, and Leishman all tied right now at 3 under par. Some guy named Zalatoris, Beza, Rudahood, and then Simpson at 2 under. And then a bunch of guys at 1 under, including the defending champion, Dustin Johnson.
Why isn't the golf professional D-Mac reading that?
He can.
I will get there.
okay.
We'll
He
get
can.
there, Fish. Yeah,
Okay, okay.
I'm just listening for my guys.
This the quickie. Patrick Reed, I have a couple bucks on him. He is at 1 under. It's very early, and no Tiger Woods this year, unfortunately. He is healing up I hope to see him. We all hope to see him
Yes.
next year. We'll keep our fingers crossed. Tigers off today. They start a 3-game set in Cleveland tomorrow. They beat the Tribe, if you remember, 2 out of 3 to start the season. They lost 2 out of 3 to the Twins, though. Rookie sensation Akil Baddoo has been talked about everywhere. MLB
2-1.
Everyone is loving on this guy. He's batting make that 456.
Akil
2
Baddoo,
homers,
where's
6
the
RBIs to
crowd
start
to give the
his young
Tigers
career, and looks like a terrific kid on top of it all. Pistons in Sacramento tonight, taking on the Kings. Pistons getting 7 points right now. Tip-off set for 10:15. Wings in Nashville tonight from Little Caesars Arena. Preds beat them in a shootout Tuesday night, 3-2. Wings a plus 155. That means if you bet 100, you win 155 if the Wings win, and they're usually good, as you know, on back-to-back games against the same team, especially at Little Caesars. NHL trade deadline coming up on Monday at 3. We're going to talk more about that tomorrow. Wings have 11 unrestricted free agents. You know Stevie Yzerman is working the phones, and most of those guys will probably be on other teams, playoff teams, of course, needing good players. But here's the kicker, Mac. I want to tell you this. 18 teams in the NHL have less than $1 million remaining in their salary cap, meaning they can't even sign a guy for the minimum. 18 teams.
You know, isn't that
4
crazy?
of them can't sign anybody.
Well, that's the whole thing. And when we talk about it, whether it's hockey or football or where the salary cap's implemented, that's why you have a capologist. You never used to hear about the capologist and stuff like that. But that also goes into the thinking of how you can move guys. So we can sit here as fans and say, well, they should take him. They need a goaltender and this and that. But the money
Can't
doesn't
pay
work
for
out.
him.
The players might work out. You remember back when you play the video games sometimes and you try to make a trade in the video game and then the league would allow it or
Shut
wouldn't
you
allow
down.
it. And then you could manually do it if you wanted to play it like that. Well, this goes so much more into it, intricacy and everything in every sport with the salary cap that it's crazy. So sometimes it won't be that. So that's why I say with Detroit and with Steve Yzerman, the way that he's maneuvered the cap also, that gives him a stronger mentality, stronger in the league as far as what he wants to do. We know we're sellers. We'll touch on it later on of the different guys. I think we mentioned 11 guys could possibly be gone from this roster. But these are the things where I say patience and watch how it plays out, because you see these stats and it's more intricacies. And the teams, does it say which teams?
Well, there's 4 teams that can't even move anyone, and one of them is the Lightning.
Right, so
they can't do anything.
Right, they're lock stock.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, and if you're the defending Cup champions, that's usually probably the way it would go. You'd probably look for more of the teams that you would expect to vie for the Cup. But again, this gives teams another move. And if you look, injuries happening throughout the league, that opens things up too. So when you're sitting here as Detroit at the cellar with the team, the culture, the work ethic that's going on downtown, you're coming into trade deadline, if you're me, going, wow, we're in better shape than I thought, and to bring up these facts. So it'll be exciting. And now it goes down to everything we talk about the Lions is the same as the Wings, Tigers, Pistons. Do you trust the guy in charge? Well, our guy's my guy. Done. Stevie said so. That's it. That's all you got at Red Wings is if Steve Yzerman says so, then that's where.
How about Vancouver? They probably could trade out their whole team. 22 of them are down with COVID or at least contact tracing. So
or they can't.
Plenty more on that.
Nobody
they can't
takes
trade those
They
guys.
can't trade nobody. Like,
No.
think about like that. Did you see that? 21 of their players of the 25 in the organization. So that. There's other things going on, obviously, and when you brought up the other day about the bubble in the NHL, as a hockey player, like I said, where you're sort of bubbled as it is playoff time mentality anyways, that's not the worst thing in the world. And last year they proved it that they could make it work.
Yep, I would say what I've been reading from a lot of the players that they actually don't mind going back into the bubble.
No, like too
They
much
felt it was
because
fine.
here's the mentality, right? And here's the mentality that we've had here. Now we were fortunate enough that when we went to training camp, we were preparing for the playoffs, right? Because when the playoffs start, it's just all you guys and everything, and you're on this 2-month mission, right, to get the Holy Grail. So. Pretty much everything else in your life shuts down. That's why you need that's why when you talk about the supporting system, the families, everything else, because it's a commitment, not just the guys going out there putting their bodies on the line. It's the commitment to the families that are all in it. And that's the hockey world, the hockey mentality. We talk about it growing up. You hear us all talk about our hockey moms or somebody else's hockey mom who was the hockey mom for them all. Maz, you know this with raising daughters, lemon drops. That you're father to a lot of the teammates and stuff like that. So the culture is what's important, and that's why we have the culture right here. Now it just takes time, and hopefully this might speed up the process.
And we'll have a segment on that coming up a little bit later. Of course, the Lions, they got themselves a pretty good unrestricted free agent signing today. They signed former Bill safety Dean Marlowe. Now, we'll talk to Justin Rodgers from the Detroit News a little bit later. He's got his mock draft 2.0 coming out. Actually, it's out now. We'll talk to him about it. But I wanted to ask about Marlowe. I think it's a pretty good signing for him. The Tennis French Open, they're delaying it now a week due to COVID concerns. It'll start May 30th, and Wrestlemania 37 this weekend, Saturday and Sunday from Orlando. This day in sports, no finer day if you're a big baseball fan like I am. We take you back to 1974, the great Henry Aaron at the plate.
That ball is going to be out of here. It's gone. It's 7:15. There's a new home run champion of all time, and it's Henry Aaron. The fireworks are going. Henry Aaron is coming around third. His teammates are at home plate, and listen to this crowd. A sellout crowd sitting on 714.
Pay attention, everybody.
Here's the pitch by Downing. Swinging. There's a drive into left center field. That ball is going to be out of here.
Oh, man. Now, Mike, I wanted you to watch that. Mikey TikTok in the audience here with Luke. I wanted him to watch that video so he could see that left field bullpen I was telling him about, so he could see the actual design out there. And I don't know, there might be a question or two coming up on Henry Aaron coming up here on the hook. And I got a birthday wish going out. 61 years to the great, well, he was a phenom, Buster Douglas. Check this out.
Buster's legs actually look fresher to me. See Mike the way he went back in his heels, doesn't have the good balance. His legs together as Buster's landing these. Oh, nice uppercut by Buster Douglas. Look at this. He's
Oh.
Tyson down for the first time in his career. Mike Tyson hits the canvas. He's in big trouble. He may not be able to recover. It's up to 7 and 8. He's not going to make it. Unbelievable.
Wow. Wow. The shocker of all shockers, the great Mike Tyson upset by Buster Douglas. And there's a great 30 for 30 on this one as well. It's something that you should watch, especially if you're a boxing fan. That was, to me, Mac, I don't know. Is that like that's the biggest shocker in boxing history?
Yeah, obviously, obviously I'm about the why, and we looked into it, obviously, with Tyson and stuff like this of how it came down to it. And that's why the 30 for 30s or the documentaries on these things are great. But at the time, I mean, everybody was flabbergasted. Like, even to the point, remember watching it when Buster was hitting him like that, you're like, oh, Mike's just playing Sugar Ray on him. He's Sugar Ray, he's going to unload. But he was done. You could tell he was done. His legs were done. And
he did not get ready for that fight. He took Buster Douglas lightly. Buster Douglas had the fight of his life. Of course, he lost. Lost it right back the next fight. He got fat again, and that was it for James Buster Douglas. A one-shot deal for him, but could have been a lot more. Could have been a lot more. He had a lot of talent.
Right. I thought it was Sugar Ray right next to me when I saw you shadow.
You saw
that?
Mm-hmm, I saw that.
I love Sugar Ray Leonard. I know
We
Sugar
all-
Ray Robinson before him, but I'm a Sugar Ray Leonard guy
We
all the
all
way.
saw that, my friend. And I hope that everybody took notes and that little clue that you dropped there on your update about Hank Aaron. Wink, wink, wink. You might want to brush up on him because, I don't know, maybe that's who our baseball trivia is going to be around today. So write down the number 313-552-6322. My friends, we really want somebody to win this gift card
And
to
take us.
Detroit Wing Company, right?
That's it.
I don't know what the stipulations are for
Well,
that.
they could take
but
us.
Can they
We're
take
friends.
us? I
Sure.
mean, I don't know.
It's their 100.
That's right. That's
Their
right.
100.
All brought to you by our friends over at Hall Financial. All right, guys, when we come back, we're going to be reviewing D-Mac's Hack and Whack review, how he's doing so far. And, of course, we're going to be getting to the big Hook. So do not go anywhere. You're tuning into The Hook on Woodward Sports Network.
Hi, I'm David Hall from Hall Financial. And at Hall Financial, we treat our clients like family. And our number one priority is giving each of our clients 5-star service. Our passion for 5-star service, combined with our expertise, allows us to find the best possible solution for refinancing your home loan. We take the time to focus on both the individual and the numbers. We're going to walk you through the process and close your loan in half the time of our competition. Go to davidhallmortgage.com today.
Start a new career in an industry that is always essential, the heating and cooling industry. Learn more today by visiting northwesterntech.edu. All right, guys, welcome back to The Hook on Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital network, live from my bookie studios. It is Thursday, April 8th. It is the first official day of the Masters. I'm sure everybody's televisions were on bright and early, watching some golf coverage. I know it certainly was at my house. This is the only day, actually probably the only next, 4 days, that we will not be watching Frozen or Moana or Cars. So I'm extremely excited. But D-Mac, how are you doing so far in your hack and whack picks?
Well, you know what? Obviously, Masters Week, anytime that we get the opportunity for a major event, and obviously the Masters coming back to April, I'm going to go through the leaderboard a little bit for Fish to give him some proper golf enunciation. But like Maz said, he's good with numbers, though, because the numbers were right. Brian Harman and Hideki Matsuyama, Mark Leishman are tied at 3 under each. Leishman is only through 9. The other 2 have finished. Will Zalatoris is at 2 under, along with, remember Webb Simpson, guys? Webb Simpson, he's at 2 under, plus 4,000, one of D-Mac's bets yesterday.
That's nice.
Yeah, you know, he double bogeyed 15 or 16. I haven't looked yet, but I'll let him go because he's under par. Some other names in 4th, 2 under, Christian Bezuidenhout.
That's good.
Bezuidenhout.
Fish?
Yeah, Simpson double bogeyed 16.
16, okay. Thank you, Fish. I knew it was in there, too. But do you like that, Bezuidenhout?
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, exactly.
If it's good, if it's right, I don't know, but it sounds good.
Yeah, DJ, defending champions, 1 under. That's who Cheryl McCarty has.
I got my money on him as well.
In her pool. And then John Rahm, who is a heavy favorite. And the bottom line,
a new
on
daddy.
Day 1.
A new daddy.
New daddy, yeah.
New daddy, 2 days ago.
So new daddy 2 days ago, he's got the new daddy vibes. Dude,
Yep.
Oh, dude, if I would have known that, why didn't you let me know that yesterday?
I thought you knew because his wife was actually due this week. I think they induced her, so she went last week, over the weekend.
Well,
Yeah.
I'll tell you, you want a quick side note?
It was Tuesday he had the baby.
Quick side note,
Believe.
1996 conference finals between games 2 and games 3. Griffin McCarty was induced, so I did not miss a playoff game in that series. So May 20th. So that's why you always if you have kids around those times, you know what dates or stuff like that. So just a quick little update on the Masters pick. Justin Thomas, who is sort of our horse at 1,100, is +1. Patrick Cantley +1. Don't be discouraged, guys. The first round, you do not want to shoot yourself in the foot like Rory McIlroy, who I'll let Maz tell you what.
I wish we could show you.
1,000,000,000. We wish you could show you, but because of stipulations
PGA
and rules and stuff.
rules.
So Billy Horschler, 10,000 plus 10,000 was +2. So a little too early to tell. Obviously, you want to. Nobody's running away with it. We don't see like a 7 or 8 or 9 under round so far. Leishman on the course, 3 under through 9, probably has the best round on the course. But tells me that the conditions that it's playing a little bit differently, a little bit faster, and I'll be watching definitely the highlights. I look forward to it, and it'll be interesting to see if Dustin Johnson go back to back, or if somebody can, one of these young bucks that can get their first major. So. It's an exciting time.
I think they're expecting rain for a couple days this weekend, so might slow the course down.
But it won't. And rain there actually makes it more gettable because it's not the yardage, even though they've lengthened it and stuff. But when you make it those greens receptible because they're so undulated, that's the thing on television people don't understand is the undulation.
Oh, I love that word.
Of this
great word.
golf course. So
great word.
We'll update a little bit more tomorrow. Hopefully, what we just won now with the hack and whack picks. If you're with me, let's just be in position. You don't win on the first day, but you sure can lose it on the first day. So, Maz, tell them about Has anybody ever had this happen? Because we watched this, and on the 7th hole today, Rory McIlroy hit a shot from the left rough, right?
He did, and it went a little right into the gallery area. It hit his dad.
It hit his dad in the air on his left calf. But if you watch it a few times, I had Stick Bayless was in here, and we were comparing. That's the Irish in him. Is that he saw it coming? You got to take one for the kids. What will you do for your kids? Excuse me, doesn't really matter. I was looking, I think he bogeyed the hole anyways, but the old man took one in the calf to keep the ball in play, and Maz was calling shenanigans because he didn't move.
He played goalie.
He did. He
played goalie. He saw it all the way.
Big, fat Irish calf, though. I mean, like, seriously, probably didn't even feel it.
No.
I don't know. I mean, I had to watch it a couple times, and I wish that I could see it on a bigger screen and be able to zoom in on it. Really.
Fish was yelling at me. He's like, "Put it in the whole screen. Put it in the whole screen."
Yeah, I want to see this really
He's worried about
zoomed
your eyes.
in.
I know.
Because it's a little difficult. My first time watching it, I was like, "Oh man, that sucks." And I was like, "Wait, what are the odds out of all the people there? He hit his dad. Out of all the people there, so I don't know where his dad first started and where if his dad was really tracking the ball and ended up there, but he did kind of kick his leg up a little bit, but I also thought it was just a reaction from getting hit with the ball. But if it is what you guys are talking about, it certainly does remind me of the time that Coach Mike Tomlin stepped into the end zone against the Baltimore, or not the end zone, stepped onto the field to stop the Baltimore Ravens receiver that was running down the field.
That's
with the ball.
right.
Just very casually.
Yeah,
just
very casual.
Stepped in there.
By the way, I read a stat on Mike Tomlin. In 14 years, he has never had a losing season. Just saw that today for some reason. Someone put that out, and you bring Mike Tomlin up.
I love him. He's one that I would love to play for if I was.
He's a cool guy.
If
Absolutely.
I was a coach,
100%.
you see, he's got that like. I got your back.
Yeah.
I got you. Any coach that steps over the line onto the field to stop a play just because he just did it, like I don't
We're
even
talking
think
Mike Tomlin. What you got to like about him is that the accountability. And you know what? Like but the accountability, it seems like there's some sort of accountability that he has, and success breeds that. You know, what's that like, Maz, to have not undefeated, but a winning season?
What do you mean?
I mean,
with the lemon drops?
Well, no, I mean with the we don't feel it with the Lions. That's what I mean. What's it like to have a winning season?
We have no idea.
The football.
Hey, when I was a kid, I rooted for the Dolphins. I was call me a front runner or whatever, but I had the Jets and Giants to root for. Dolphins went undefeated.
I had the Wings, Edmonton.
Yeah.
They were great.
Hey,
it's allowed.
I had my loose leaf book. I had my Dolphins loose leaf book.
Pittsburgh's you're allowed to cheer for. Or can you cheer for Pittsburgh? Are they allowed? In your mass psychology?
Not really. You know, my brother-in-law likes them. I kind of they're winners. I don't like rooting too much for perennial winners. But
you just sort of let them be,
really
right?
Yeah. I don't hate the Steelers.
He doesn't. Yeah. See, there's
I don't
not
hate the
like
Steelers.
watch Tom Brady.
Come on. Come on.
Fish, what do you have to add to this?
I was trying to help you, Maz. You know, the screen was 1/4. I was trying to say you can blow it up.
I know, man. You taught me something about the internet. I didn't know that. No, of course I did. But thank you, Fish.
That's so cute.
Fish is always looking out for me. He always comes in. Maz, is your prep done? How you doing on prep?
He is great.
What do you need?
All I try to do is help people.
You
he
do.
is great.
You do.
Eazy,
You're
what do you
a
have
bright
for
light.
us?
You're a bright light.
As a residential Lions fan, you're definitely allowed to have a second favorite team.
Okay, good.
I
Yeah,
think
you
that's
have to.
fair because it gets very long these seasons.
Oh,
Very
anybody who had Justin Long in the you don't want him. He's plus 10. Yeah, goodbye.
By the
Money.
way, Rory's what, plus 5?
Yeah.
After hitting his dad?
Nice donation.
Yeah.
Too bad they didn't have a bet on if he's going to hit his dad or not. Imagine cash it in.
Wow.
I know.
Play the
right?
lottery.
I mean,
What's a higher odds, that or me getting the same neighbor? And we've told you about
ooh,
that.
that one was a good one. Yep, where you move to get away
Move
from
to get
the
away.
neighbor,
The same
and
neighbor
then, like, a
thing is
year
that
later,
because
that's
they did it on
stalking.
purpose. The
That's
Rory
stalking.
thing is just.
They didn't do it on purpose. I just happened to move next to family members that I had no idea I was doing that to. No idea.
That one sucks big
Oh,
time.
my God.
I don't know, guys. Let us know your thoughts. Hit us up on our social media at Woodward Sports or give us a call, 313-552-6322. Do you think that Roy McIlroy's dad tracked the ball and got hit on purpose to put the ball back into play? Or do you think it was just a real legitimate, oops, I'm sorry, Dad, I accidentally hit you? What do you guys think? Have you guys ever been hit by a golf ball like that?
No, I've seen them though.
One of my friends got hit. She was actually standing behind the tee box, and the ball just went awry, nailed her in her kneecap. And I'm not kidding. Like I was like, for sure, it shattered her knee. Her leg got this big. Her knee did. It was huge. It was like the size of a head. It was awful.
I'll tell you the funniest one, right? Because obviously the person wasn't severely injured. But when I lived in Clearwater back when I was getting my shit together, and I played golf with all the old timers. I play every day, but one day a week, and I used to play with this Vietnam veteran. They called him the Wild Thing, right? He was a tunnel rat. So he was one of those guys that would first in the tunnels and stuff.
Right.
And he's toughest guy I've ever met in his life. God rest his soul. His name's Steve Maudlin. Called him the Wild Thing. He was about 5'6", about 140 pounds. And so he was a little hard of hearing, so you had to yell at him. And so when you're playing with a bunch of the old guys, and the Wild Thing would always, like, he's just playing his ball. So if you're not moving fast enough, right, with him, he's going to play in front of you. So I was off to the right in the woods, and he was standing by me, and another guy, Ross, who I know how he hits the ball, I was like, yelling, Steve, Ross is hitting behind you. And he looks at me and he waves like this, and Ross hit it, and he hit Steve right in the ass. Ooh. But right in the tailbone. Like, I was like, and Maudlin, being the toughest SOB he was, sort of jumps up and he rubs it, and he's like, he hits his ball and keeps going like it never, ever happened. But that sounded not quite like Shohei Ohtani's home run. Not quite like Claude Lemieux's face against the boards, but it was hard. But the dude, they don't make them like they used to.
When we used to go to the driving range in Jersey City, which is not, we were off a highway in Jersey City, New Jersey. My friends and I would go to driving range. We sucked, but we would hit the ball, try to outdrive each other, and then at the end, we would just try to hit him on the highway. And, of course, we did. We cleared the nets, got him on the highway. It's bouncing, hitting trucks. You hear, that was the best part about playing golf for me.
They have a driving range in
Jersey City.
Vicinity.
That's it, baby.
All right, guys. When we come back, we will be shifting gears and starting to talk about the NFL. We're going to talk about 5 quarterbacks selected in the top 3 overall that are now playing for different teams. Who do you guys think is going to succeed in their new home? Let us know your thoughts at Woodward Sports. So don't go anywhere. You're tuning into The Hook on Woodward Sports Network.
Hey, it's Joey from Woodward Sports, and I am here in downtown Fenton at Bridge Street Exchange. This place has so many amazing things for guys. And ladies, this is the hidden spot that you got to come check out. I'm talking thorough good boots, best boots ever. They have barware. They got the Stormy Cromer hats. They got Carhartt hats, a huge Carhartt selection. They even got Snoop Dogg underwear. So go check them out, bridgestreetexchange.com, and use the code word WSN for 15% off.
What's up, guys? D-Mac here for 8 Mile Vodka, and we all know that I don't drink, so it's up to you to stop at Myers or anywhere they sell that, because I heard this is the bee's knees. For me, it's not the what, it's the who. George, Mikey, everybody involved with 8 Mile Vodka are about Detroit. If you want to try some of this, 8 Mile Vodka was born in Detroit, distilled in single 90-liter batches, optimal quality control and care, subtle smooth taste, exceptional premium vodka. Like I said, ask your local bartender or go to Myers to pick up yours. And remember, if you do drink responsibly.
Welcome back to The Hook on Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital network, live from MyBookie Studios. It is Thursday, April 8th. As you guys, most of y'all are probably following the Masters that is going on at the moment, but we're going to be shifting gears and talking about 5 quarterbacks who were once selected in the top 3 overall are now playing for different teams. All right, guys, so let's talk about that. The 5 different quarterbacks. We've got Darnold. He was drafted by the Jets, is now playing for the Panthers. Trubisky, which, remember that crazy draft in Philly where the Bears traded up to get him, passed on Deshaun Watson, got Mitchell Trubisky. Trubisky is no longer with the Bears. He's now playing with the Bills. Backing up. over in the Bills. Goff, drafted by the Rams. He's now a Detroit Lions. Carson Wentz, drafted by the Eagles, is now playing for the Colts. Matthew Stafford, drafted by the Lions, is now playing for the Rams. Out of these guys, who do y'all think is going to flourish the most?
You want to go first
D-Mac.
or second, man?
You know what? I'll go first.
All right.
And you know what? I made my bold ass prediction that in the long run, I believe out of these guys, Jared Goff will make the biggest impact on the organization. Why? Because he's going to come here and set the culture, whether he is the best quarterback or not. But I think that what he can do with Brad Holmes, with Dan Campbell, with what they are building, to me, he's a proven winner. He's a guy that's won. He's played through hurt. I don't care what he doesn't have. I like what he does have. So as far as we've been moving around like this in the harbor for years and years and years, and every now and then we get out at sea. Well, you know what? This is to get the ships on all of ours, especially the Lions, out at sea. So I think Goff. I hope Sam Darnold, because I just wanted him to be able to reach his potential, and I think he's got the most potential out there. Obviously, Matt Stafford's closest to winning a Super Bowl, but who's going to have the overall biggest effect? I think it is Jared Goff. And obviously, I didn't mention Mitchell Trubisky because
Wentz.
Going to Buffalo, right?
Yep.
Going to Buffalo. Wentz, too, I think that's a great situation. That's the one you could argue to be but I think because Detroit's got so much further to go, that's why Goff, Wentz is more of a missing piece to fill in the puzzle. Goff is one of the beginning pieces of a cultural puzzle to bring championship to Detroit. Whether he's quarterbacking or not, it's setting the table.
I think it's Stafford by a long shot, because I've been saying it since he was here, that if he goes anywhere else, I said, he would flourish. I believe that. No, he didn't flourish here. He took us to the playoffs 3 times, started out good, got progressively worse each postseason, and it was time for him to go. He is now out there with Sean McVay, and I think they're cooking up something good out there. I saw Les Snead today. He's the GM out in L.A., and they quoted him about Stafford. He's like, I know we gave up a lot to get him, but we weren't looking at him as a 2-year. We're looking at him as a 5, maybe 6, maybe 8 years. Look at Drew Brees. Mm-hmm. He brought Drew Brees' name up. So I think Matthew Stafford is going to flourish in L.A. Do we want him to? In my heart, I want to see the guy do well. Of course, in my brain, I want him to. Well, maybe in my heart, I want him to do bad. In my brain, I think he's going to do good. We want the Lions to get a higher draft pick, obviously.
Right. I would say, that's going to affect our draft picks.
Yeah.
But
I think he's going to do terrific out in L.A. He, by far, would be number 1. Number 2, I think, is Carson Wentz leaving Philadelphia and going to Indy. He reunites with Frank Reich, who he was his quarterback coach in Philadelphia when he was having an MVP season until he got hurt. Then, of course, the Eagles win the Super Bowl without him. And, things happened for a reason. And now he's reunited with Frank Reich. So I would put him in the 2-hole. Third, I would put Sam Darnold, because he is out of New York. He had no chance. The Jets had nothing around him. They had Frank Gore. He's 40 years old as their running back. They had no receivers left. And you had Adam Gase as your head coach. Mm-hmm. Clueless in New York. So the kid leaves. He goes with a new regime now in Carolina. I think he's young. What is he, 23 years old? You forget that, because he's been in the NFL. And who did he have his first win against? The Detroit Lions. Was that a Monday night game? I think it was a Monday night game. We all go in. That was the start of the Matt Patricia era. I'm almost positive of it. Anyway, I put him at 3rd. I put Goff 4th. He comes here. It's going to take a few years. I like him. He's 26. He's been to 6 playoff games, been to a Super Bowl. I think he's going to do really well here. I'm rooting for him. And then I don't understand where Mitch Trubisky goes to Buffalo. I don't know how he's ever going to get on the field unless Jared Allen gets creamed.
So, Josh Allen.
Allen.
I think that Mitchell Trubisky is the one who is going to flourish the most. I know, Eazy. I know.
He's not going to play.
He's going to play with the clipboard?
Let me tell you why. Because I think what he needs is some time to be a backup. I think he needs some time to regroup and learn. And I think that Josh Allen is a phenomenal quarterback. I think that each year he's just growing to be a better and better and better quarterback. What we saw out of him last year was leaps and bounds from what we saw the year prior. So I think that what Mitchell Trubisky needed is to not be a starting quarterback. I don't think that, and I hate this because I love him as a human being. I just don't think that he is ready to be an NFL starter. So having said that, I feel that all the other guys, Darnold, Goff, Wentz, Stafford, all these guys are in a better situation. Every single one of them are in a better situation. I think that they all have the opportunity to flourish. I think who needed the trade and where he went and where he's going to be playing is going to be Mitchell Trubisky. And I think he's going to just grow as a quarterback by having an opportunity to sit back, not compete for his job like he was doing last year with Foles or anybody else. Your job is going to be a backup quarterback. So relax and learn.
But everybody else there, to your point, right? Which if you're going to find out if Trubisky being with Sean McDermott, playing behind Josh Allen, so that's something a few years down the line, more to Maz's Jared Goff, or not to Drew Brees, what they did in New Orleans, stuff like that. Stafford, if you look at all those guys that were on the list, they needed a fresh start. Although, like Stafford being the least of needing the fresh start, but as Maz said, on any other team. Well, guess what? We get to see that now, if that's the case, right? Good, bad, or whatever, indifferent. But my thing with Jared Goff, or who will flourish the most, and the question should be immediately or not, because the guys who immediately are going to flourish, to Maz's point, is Carson Wentz. Right? With what he's got, he's needing that change. And a lot of these guys, it's for confidence, too. And just like you mentioned, Trubisky, Goff's the same way. So they're coming out of stinky, bad spots for them individually. Not Stafford so much, but he was never going to go anywhere. So it'll be interesting.
He might have been in the worst spot.
Right, but what I'm saying is, right, but in the worst spot, but not like the rest of them, because he's got the talent, right? But if he wanted to stay, you know what I'm saying? Like, they did him a favor. But now, Maz, all that stuff that we said, if he would, that you brought up, is if he had a better team, well, we're going to see.
Yeah.
Right? We're going to see. And we're going to see if Frank Reich is the Carson Wentz whisperer. And we're going to see if Sam Darnold has any talent, if Adam Gase really is the quarterback crusher. Like, all these answers are going to be answered.
He is. I would agree.
No, I agree he is, but I mean, we're going to be 100% sure.
They've only known the team that drafted them, right? They started with them young, and I feel that, especially for a guy like Matthew Stafford, he's been here a while. I feel that both the organization and Stafford have both grown in different directions, and they just never grew together. Right, so it's just time for them to part ways. I think both the organization and the quarterback in this situation need the change.
These guys were top 3 picks, man.
Yeah, all of them.
5 of them have new teams. Well, it's the first time in the draft in this era that this has happened. You just don't see it. Top 3 picks, all switching jobs, all in the same year.
I know.
And meanwhile,
all in the same year. It's the crazy.
And then the Saints, they don't have Drew Brees. They have Jameis Winston, who was the 30-30 guy a couple of years ago, 30 picks, I might add. And they have the super sub.
Yeah, Taysom Hill.
Taysom Hill.
But here's the thing, man.
I don't get what they're doing over there. I guess they're giving the keys to Jameis.
But obviously, Sean Payton, and if you've heard Jameis or whatever, with the influence or whatever, there's something there that we're going to find that out. Is Sean Payton the Drew Brees whisperer, or is he a quarterback whisperer?
No,
right?
Because he's the real deal.
I lived in Tampa before that season, but I watched Jameis Winston go through all that trouble, go through the college stuff, go through whatever.
He's got talent.
There is a change in the kid if you watch him now as far as maturity, and he says a lot of that has to do with Drew Brees. Now, when you mature off the field, that allows you to mature up to your talents, because whatever else is going on. So that's an interesting one that's not on the list, but again, a top draft pick who is sort of in the same situation, but with the team he got traded to last year, or signed with last year. Signed with, right?
He's got another 1-year deal.
But again, coming from Tampa after that, where Peyton, if he's really seen something, because that's what they're saying. Everybody says Taysom Hill. No, it's Jameis Winston that Sean Payton's banking on. And He's one of these guys, right?
Yeah. Eazy, what do you have for us?
Speaking of maturing off the field, one thing I noticed between this list, they're all guys who started right away, coming into the league on bad teams. And D-Mac was speaking maturing off the field. I think maybe that's why these guys are in that situation. You know what I'm saying? That they're drafted on these crappier teams, higher in the draft, and they're expected to do a lot more, so people think less of them.
I couldn't agree with that statement more. That's why I think, when they're drafted high to a crappy team, obviously they need a quarterback that's going to need to start right away, right? You're not going to have, a team picking in the top 10 or in the top 5 who doesn't have a quarterback situation. Actually, I take that back because we're looking at Atlanta. Wait, what?
That's his hotline. That means he's got breaking news.
Yeah, that's our Masters. That's our Masters update.
Oh, okay. I didn't know what that.
I heard it this morning. That's the only reason I know what it is.
Yep, that's our Masters update. Breaking news.
Okay.
Mark Leishman has 3 bogeys in a row.
Whoa.
He bogeyed 9, 10, and 11, so he's 1 under par.
Okay, there you go.
It's Leishman, Maz.
See ya, Leishman, Newman, whatever your name is.
I love that.
That is a great update.
That's our Masters breaking news. We'll be using it tomorrow as well.
Perfect.
What is it again?
Pilar looked at thought a car hit somebody on a bike over there.
I was like, is this our new fire drill or something that I don't know about?
I'm going to dub that. I'm going to play it with, what's that Birdman song? Like Bling Bling. Bling Bling to make a fish.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, but back to what we were saying before the ba-ding. I forgot because
That's
I
okay.
thought it was
Bling
a
Bling
drill.
wins. It doesn't matter.
I
We were
thought it
talking
was
about the
a
Saints.
You're talking about guys who guys who are able to
Atlanta.
sit end up being
yeah,
like
so Atlanta-
successful.
You were completely disagreeing with Eazy.
I was
okay.
agreeing with him.
I was just checking.
But then I was saying normally the guys, the teams that are going to draft in the top 5, you don't need you need a quarterback, right? You're not that high up in the draft if you're set at quarterback, with the exception this year of the Atlanta Falcons. They have a quarterback, and they re-signed their quarterback through the 2023 season. But they were still losers. They still had a very tough year.
I love Matt Ryan, but
love Matt
it's
Ryan.
coming. He's coming towards the end.
And I'm okay with them picking up somebody to start molding and to warm the bench, or if they need something. But
if I were them, I'd grab a quarterback and bench him behind Matt Ryan, and don't look like they're going that way.
I just feel like they can get so much more.
When you pay them that much money.
Yeah, there's so many people trying to get a quarterback right now that them opening up that number 4 spot gives them more opportunity. They don't need a quarterback right now. I think that they need to work on their line.
I think a lot of it too, though. A lot of this too, when it comes down to drafting the quarterbacks, which maybe gets lost in the shuffle, is the fact that you get these guys on a 4-year contract where you don't have to worry about paying them. A lot of the other guys that you're talking to, tweeners, is where your cap money goes, right? So a lot of times is that if you think this is your guy, it's better to grab him now because you'll have them and you won't have to pay for them. But also it's a double-edged sword, because if you do and then they get their tenure, then you got to pay them the 20, 30, going to end up like that. Where he did it smart, like him, by waiting, getting franchised. We brought it up that if they didn't sign him to $40 million a year for 4 years, he would have got franchised at $51 million. Right, which is so again, back to Maz's point in the first segment about the NHL trade deadline, where there's 4 teams that can't even sign a guy to the minimum, including the Stanley Cup champions. That the money, you have to look a little bit deeper as how does the money play in.
Right. Well, draft day can't come soon enough. That is for sure.
What's today?
Know.
Today's the 8th. 3 weeks from today.
Yeah.
3 weeks from tonight.
We gotta have a big party.
We do.
We're gonna.
Big draft party.
We're gonna.
There's some questions in the stream actually, because seeing this stat, does that make any of you guys worried about this draft class of quarterbacks coming in now? Like, would you be able to pick which one you think is going to fail out of this class?
That's tough.
Well, Mac Jones is, to me, just obviously from the eye test. Right. It's your eye test, right? I think Justin Fields is going to be better. He'll be more. But he's not right. But
I trust Kyle Shanahan. I do. If he wants to go up and get Mac Jones, I'm on board with him. Mike Shanahan taught his son Kyle Shanahan, who knows offense.
I can't sit here and argue with you about that logic or whatever.
Nick Saban, you don't think they're best friends? And Nick Saban's telling him, look, this guy's the real beast. This guy has got it.
I get it.
They signed Garoppolo to that big contract. And
they don't care. Don't move him.
They didn't.
They'll move him in a year.
They didn't do well
the quarterback
with that.
you sign now, you're getting 3 years, 4 or 5, whatever the rookie contract is. You're hardly paying him. It's like having a free quarterback. Yeah. That's why I'm telling you, if you're Atlanta, get your quarterback and stock him. Don't trade that pick.
But
if I'm the Lions and my favorite quarterback's there, I'm taking him.
Atlanta needs defense.
We all need it.
No, they need it like a fish needs water.
Lions too. So do the Lions. But if their favorite quarterback is there, you take them.
The Lions aren't at number 4.
No, they're at 7, but quarterbacks are going to slide.
So why would at 4 you're still going to have the shot at getting a quarterback?
Yeah.
How are you not going to pass on quarterback if you're set on your quarterback and you're saying
they're not set?
I can address our backup quarterback for the future or our quarterback future later. We need to address what we can now. So if they trade their draft pick and they let everybody else take their offensive players, they're going to be able to start snagging some of the great defensive players.
There's no Chase Young in this field.
At a time that they need
There's no Chase Young. So there's no Chase Young. You take your quarterback.
But it's the same sort of thing as we talked about here, is tipping your hand. Re-signing Matt Ryan to that it sort of pigeonholes him. Unless, what are you throwing a $30 million bluff at somebody? I mean, it doesn't make sense. But it's also too, being at the 4th spot, that's a trade spot, right? So and like you said, depending on what they need, that if they move back because it's a wide receiver, quarterback, top-heavy draft, you get some in the middle that you can pick up some good. You're right.
Defense
That's why this is the best time of year when the draft, because not only now do you have the mock 3, mock 4s, this and that, the trades going on and stuff. Really, we have an idea, but we don't know if the first 4 quarterbacks are going over.
I'll tell you this right now. If they keep the 4th pick, they're either taking the kid from Miami, Pitts. Or they're taking a quarterback. They're not taking defense.
Pitts.
There's no defender that's worth the 4th pick in the draft.
And that's why if they were to trade,
Akuda.
Yeah.
If they were to trade,
that makes me want to puke.
Then
still.
It would certainly change things. Let us know your thoughts.
What a bunch of dummies.
Speaking of quarterbacks, guys, later on the show we are going to have that gentleman from Jeopardy who signed Aaron Rodgers. And his Jeopardy debut.
The Jeopardy contestant. That's awesome.
Yes,
Easy.
Sir.
Good get, man.
Wait, was it Scott?
His name is Scott, and his last name, honestly, I don't have it in front of me, and I don't want to butcher it. But,
Scott Shufeld, who made Aaron Rodgers snicker with the...
yeah, that's great. Good get, man.
Yeah, good job
so
on that
stick around
one.
later, probably last segment of the show.
That's awesome.
Yeah, if you guys have any questions for him, shoot them out on our social media at Woodward Sports.
I like Aaron Rodgers doing Jeopardy. I know a lot of people are killing him, but I think he's doing a good job.
Look, he said he would like to be the long-term
host. Hey, Maz, what did you get?
I heard your imitation of him. This is good. Listen to Fish's imitation of Aaron Rodgers.
All right, Pilar. You have $7,000.
Let's save it for Scott.
Did you get the right answer? No, you did not.
That was really good.
I want to like him. I just can't.
No, but Maz, did you watch last night?
I didn't. I have it on video.
I just need to know what did he get more comfortable, your first time you do. I don't care what it is, and I know Aaron Rodgers probably like me. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna do it, and you throw yourself. This is what the top. We're not afraid to fail, so we'll throw ourselves in and see how cold the water is. And sometimes it's a lot colder than you think. Sometimes it's not. Right. So then you go from there, and then you decide. You go. He's standing. He goes, okay. How does this make me feel as far as do I want to work at this and get better at this, or would it be comfortable? And then he decides it himself what he does, and the fact that he comes out and says. So he comes out and says that, which means he's giving Green Bay what they're giving them about 80% of his time, right? Because, I don't think it's a problem that he's got other...
No.
That if they started it, too. Green Bay started it last year, whatever, or even now into this year about not talking to him. So instead of being the Schwarmy, he's going out and going to start his post-career as he's doing it early, no matter what they say,
and
right?
you can do them both, pretty much. I mean, they just need to work. It's a game show. You pre-record all of your episodes.
Pat Sajak's done in 3 weeks.
Yeah, so
he does his whole year in 3 weeks, a month, baby. Pat Sajak.
Is that?
Wait,
what
is there
I mean,
is there a
we
new
did-
Wheel of Fortune person?
Yeah, the Wheel of Fortune guy.
No, I know he's retired.
No. What I meant
but
by
he just
that
does
is,
it in 3 weeks.
yeah, he
All
finishes.
shows.
He finishes all his shows within 3 weeks or a month. I'm pretty sure.
Wow.
And he's the highest paid.
I mean, that seems like a lot, but yeah, I guess you can certainly do it if you do all your shows back to back. So, when I did Deal or No Deal, we recorded 3 days a week, every other week. So, and we did.
And how long
two,
does an episode take to shoot?
They were 1 hour episodes, and we did. Gosh, we were there from 7 to about 7:30, 8 o'clock, 7 in the morning to 7.
Wheels 25 minutes. It's probably it's probably
shorter,
20
so-
minutes minus commercials.
Yeah, so
Wheel
I
of
don't know. I
Fortune.
mean,
But with
he
the
can
cuts and
certainly
stuff,
do.
you know?
He can certainly do both of them, is what I'm getting to.
Yeah,
They
I
would
think
just
he came out and
pre-record
said he needs
everything.
45 days out of the year to
Yeah.
do Jeopardy, which he can do.
He could do it. All right, guys. Make sure you're chiming in on our social media at Woodward Sports. When we come back, we're going to go over the top 10 remaining NFL free agents.
I think we should
Stick
hold
around.
on that.
Okay.
We got our contest coming up.
Oh, okay. We're going to do.
We
so are we
promised
doing the
everyone in the
contest?
first hour.
First hour. Okay, so never mind. Get your phones out and start dialing them up. 313-552-6322 if you want your shot at winning a $100 gift card to Detroit Wing Company, which smells incredible. I've yet to taste it, but I certainly did get a good whiff of it today. All brought to you by our friends over at Hall Financial. So stick around, come back. You are tuning into The Hook on Woodward Sports Network.
I'm looking to bring on another HVAC tech right now.
We are recruiting 5 to 10 techs a month.
We're looking to grow and expand. Every new tech we hire is from Northwestern Tech.
The hands-on training is fantastic.
They're always my first call.
We love hiring Northwestern Tech grads.
They come out trained and ready to work.
Our program is only 10 and a half months, and our next classes are starting soon. So why wait?
I'm looking to hire a graduate of Northwestern Tech. Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Welcome back to The Hook on Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital network, live from my bookie studios. It is Thursday, April 8th. The Masters has officially started, and it is also time for us to get to our trivia game, Get Home with Hall Financial Trivia. All right, I hope you guys have been dialing in 313-552-6322. Who do we have today joining us, Fish?
We have Kevin from Muskegon, and he is on.
Kevin! Hi, Kevin. Welcome to the
Hey,
show.
what's up, guys? I just got home.
Kevin's our number one caller, number one fan, and
He's awesome.
welcome back. Now, Fish,
Number
make sure
one
you
supporter.
have this button bar up so I can hit him with the correct answers. All right, we're ready.
Or one of
Hey,
your...
you guys better give me a lot of leeway like you did yesterday.
Oh, I don't know
don't
about
worry.
that.
We're going to give you guys clues, too. Somebody's
Maz
got
is
to win
in a
this.
swarmy mood today, bro. You don't know. You might be able. Tomorrow's WrestleMania preview, so it might be a little easier tomorrow. Who knows? But today's Hank Aaron Day. You know that, right? And Maz, a little bit of history. Right? What'd you tell me before? How many home runs did he have?
Well, he had 755 total.
And if you subtracted those 755 home runs,
he still has well over 3,000 hits.
Bang!
That's
He
the kind
is
of
the
player.
home run king.
He is. Congrats on that, Kev. Now you could also, if you guys want to call in, if Kevin doesn't get it, I might give another person a shot at it. So if you could still call in.
We're changing all the rules.
We're
Maz is
just
allowed.
throwing it
It's
in there.
Maz's game, and it's
Okay.
Thursday. It's not Tuesday, obviously.
313-552-6322. Get on board with Fish. So here we go. Let's start it off for you. Kevin, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, question number 1. What team did Hank Aaron hit home run number 715 against 47 years ago today?
Against?
Who did he hit
Who
it
did
against?
they hit again? Who did he hit it against?
They played in the same division, NL West, back in 74. They were
Pilar's been to this stadium.
A lot. They've got
out.
hot dogs named
All right.
after them.
It had to be the Dodgers.
Yes!
Yeah, there you go. Attaboy.
All right. There you go, Kevin. 1 for 1. Pilar will now give you your question to get you to second base.
Okay.
All right.
Whose record did he beat? Can I give him a clue?
Was that
No, he knows.
715?
Yeah.
Yes.
Who did he pass?
Hey, Ruth.
Yes.
That was your
wanted to
easy
give you-
one.
I wanted to give him a I was gonna say they named a candy bar after him.
There's 2 candy bars here. You got O. Henry, and you got Baby Ruth. Babe Ruth.
Was O. Henry named after Hank Aaron?
Neither one was named after the player.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you just think
I
it
thought
is.
Babe Ruth
No,
was.
neither one. I think Babe Ruth was it Roosevelt's daughter? President Roosevelt's daughter?
Yeah, because they call
Right?
Baby Ruth.
Yeah,
right,
Baby Ruth.
exactly.
That's crazy.
Anyway,
All right, now,
here comes question number 3 from D-Mac.
listen, Kevin, you know when you get into the corner with D-Mac, it ain't going to be easy, bro. So good luck with this. I didn't write this question.
I'll tell you what.
I didn't
Before
know
you
this
play
answer.
it, hold on, Darren. Before you do it, play the cut. Listen carefully. We're going to play the cut for you.
All right.
On 7-14. Here's the pitch by Downing. Swinging. There's a drive into left center field. That ball is going to be out of here. It's gone. It's 7-15.
Man, he hit that to the house.
All right. Did you hear that, Kevin?
Did you hear that,
All right.
Kevin?
Got it.
All
Okay.
right. Go ahead, Mac.
Who was the Dodgers pitcher that threw the home run to Hank Aaron?
Downing.
Yes.
Al Downing. Correct.
Oh, one more.
Did you know it before I played that?
No, sir.
All right. Al
Way to
Downing.
pay, see, I love it, paying attention. Now,
All
Matt,
right.
you can go 2 ways with you. You know you got the one in the hole.
No, I got this one. All
I know
right.
you
Now
do.
listen, Kev. This is going to be a little hard for you. If you're a baseball historian like me, you'll get it. If not, you're out of luck. You ready?
All right, Kevin, let's take it to the house.
Who caught the ball in the bullpen and returned it to Henry Aaron? I'll tell you a hint. He hit it into the Braves bullpen. Who caught the famous ball and returned it to Henry Aaron? Don't be looking it up and cheating, Kevin.
No, man. Why?
I don't think Kevin's
I
a
ain't
bit
like
of a
that.
cheater.
Come on, Kevin.
Count it down, Fish.
Let's go all the way. Take it to the house. Take it to the house.
One.
Do I have to have the name, or can I just say the position?
No, you got to
would
give me
it
the name.
count?
You got to give me the name.
Yeah. I don't know the name. I'm sorry.
Oh, Kevin. Can we give him a
Hey,
hint?
Pilar was
I'm
giving
not
you a
a
hint.
dude.
Pilar was giving you a hint, but you wouldn't have gotten it anyway. She said take it to the house. It was Tom House. It was Tom
Well, now
House.
we can't get
well,
another
I
person.
I wasn't going to get that person. If Kevin didn't get any of them, I was going to have that person.
Yeah.
I can't
I
let
didn't-
that person come
I
and pick
wouldn't
up the
know
garbage.
that, honestly.
See, I told you, Matt's
Hey,
Let's make the rules as we
great
go.
questions, though.
Yeah, well,
That was great, man.
Appreciate your
Thanks for
support,
playing.
Kevin, and thanks for playing, bro. And
That was great, man.
I tried
guys.
with the hint.
Thanks.
All right, Kevin.
Kevin
Thanks.
Muskegon. That's a great chance
Yeah.
there. So Tom House caught the ball and, of course, ran it to
I win
home
this?
plate.
hey, you know what?
Ask
I'd
me
like to
4
get.
random questions.
I'd like to get one of our baseball buddies on here, Chris McCoskey, or
Yeah.
or
That would be fun. I'd love to hit McCoskey
right,
with
ask some of
my
those
stuff.
questions to see if they knew that.
I could stump him.
That's a good one.
I could stump
that's
him.
right in Maz's wheelhouse, though.
I bet you McCoskey
Your
would have gotten
trivia
that.
questions are so much harder than my trivia questions.
Well, I did give the movie ones
would've-
yesterday. I
Yeah,
couldn't
Yeah.
be easier than the movie ones.
I would have been like,
That was.
He's also giving them the answers too. He's a good guy. He's good.
I don't know. He doesn't give them the hard answers.
Hey,
the ones
That's
you know,
not
that
time
as
for me
long
to
as
Google
it doesn't
personally.
affect Maz's ERA, right? He doesn't matter. They don't get past third base,
I
baby.
was letting you say take it to the house. I didn't say anything.
I know.
But I needed
that one
Tom
was
House.
so hard.
What's up, Fish?
We've got a caller. You want to talk to him?
Yeah,
Sure,
of
who is it?
course.
It's Pete.
Oh, Pete was Pete from yesterday.
Slippery
Yes. And he stayed on, so we're gonna. Oh, that's the wrong button. Here we go.
Pete? All right, Slippery Pete.
And
How you
he's
doing?
up.
Hi, guys. How's it going?
Good. Hey, Pete, I'll give you a question about Hank Aaron. You ready?
Go ahead.
Okay, when Hank Aaron hit that home run into the left field bullpen, and Tom House brought it back for Henry Aaron, what was the billboard on the back left field wall? It's a huge billboard. What did it advertise?
Was it Schlitz?
No. Nice guess, go. Nice guess. In Atlanta?
Hey, I have a trivia question for you guys.
It was,
I feel like,
go ahead.
It was
what,
First
who's
National
the only
Bank.
player? Who's the only player that played for the undefeated Miami Dolphins and the winless Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
Greasy.
Good one. No, that's a good one. Let me think.
And he played for the Lions too.
Oh.
Ooh.
Boy, that's great.
Huh.
Wow, that's a
Year,
great one.
Wait, give us a year.
Well, that was he'd be 76. He played
For
72 with the
undefeated?
Dolphins, 76 with the Buccaneers.
Right, correct.
Man.
What position?
Larry Brown.
Larry Brown.
Larry Brown.
Offensive lineman.
Yep. Look him up.
Was Larry
Man's
Brown
got
the gentleman?
stumped.
Yeah.
Not
he
running
stumped
back
us.
Larry Brown from the Redskins.
No, I think he was a guard or something like
Okay,
that.
probably a bench warmer. Definitely a bench warmer.
Yeah.
Because
'cause
Larry
you- 'cause
Brown
you
is
didn't
not.
know.
No, because he
question.
doesn't ring a bell on the 72 Dolphins. I can name the 72 Dolphins.
Okay.
I couldn't name
Right,
Larry Brown.
correct.
I'm sorry.
Well, if Larry Brown's on there, you obviously.
But that was a
couldn't.
great one.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
that one was a good one. I like
Just
that.
for that, I got a prize for you. It's a whole bag of nothing.
Aha!
All right,
So
Pete.
mean.
I get that at home. That's good.
That's right.
You and Maz are passing donuts
Well,
around.
I wish. Hey, that's it. I want to talk to our friends over at Hall Financial because I want to give people just
Thanks,
prizes
guys.
just
Thanks,
for winning.
Pete.
I mean, just for not winning.
Thank you. Yep.
Bye, Pete. Thanks for calling in. That's what I want. I want just to give away a prize, just to give away a prize. That's
All
what I
right,
want.
bring something in tomorrow.
I
then.
want my own purse full of prizes. Can we talk to our friends at Hall Financial for that?
Sure, why not?
Maybe not a $100 gift card, but maybe I can give away a $25 gift card. Right? That would be enough for an individual meal
A sombrero.
or a sombrero.
A
All
Woodward
right.
Sports one.
A Woodward Sports sombrero. That is terrible. All right, guys. Do not go anywhere. We have got so much more show left. So stick around. You're tuning into The Hook on Woodward Sports Network.
Hi, I'm David Hall from Hall Financial. And at Hall Financial, we treat our clients like family. And our number one priority is giving each of our clients 5-star service. Our passion for 5-star service, combined with our expertise, allows us to find the best possible solution for refinancing your home loan. We take the time to focus on both the individual and the numbers. We're going to walk you through the process and close your loan in half the time of our competition. Go to davidhallmortgage.com today.
Hey gang, it's Maz from MyBookie. It's start to win right now with MyBookie. When you sign up with the promo code Woodward, you're going to get free money. They got all the games too. NHL, NBA, MLB. You can even bet the fights. I don't know if you can bet WrestleMania. I doubt you can bet WrestleMania, but that's this weekend.
I would think probably not.
Probably
I
not,
haven't seen
because
the line on it yet.
if you got the script in your hand, you know who's going to win, right? Isn't that how that all goes?
Oh, we're gonna break it down tomorrow.
All
Trust
right.
me.
Anyway,
Trust me.
that's the only thing you probably can't bet on MyBookie. Do yourself a favor. Sign up today with the promo code Woodward. They'll match your first deposit halfway up to $1,000. That is free money in your pocket to do what you want with it. The best part is you have access on your computer or your phone. Just go to mybookie.ag. Use that promo code Woodward for your free money. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. Hold on. Let me get you some music. Ready? There.
Welcome back to The Hook on Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital network, live from MyBookie Studio. It is Thursday, April 8th. I'm Pilar Lastra, 8th.
April 8th.
Hey, wait. Was that like a neighborhood you used to cross in when down in Texas there? Because that's sort of. Where did that come from?
April 8th.
Ocho?
I'm Pilar Lastra. To my left,
See?
we've got D-Mac.
See?
D-Mac.
To my right, we've got Tom Mazzawey.
How you doing?
Tom Mazzawey.
How you doing?
We've got fish in the fish tank. Easy D behind the glass. And like always, we've got our man.
Hey, our clock is
Luke.
dying again.
Oh, my
Uh-oh.
goodness. Our boy
It's dying.
Luke. Manning all of our social media. Make sure that you are hitting us up at Woodward Sports. We love to hear from you. If you guys want to call in and give us a hard time, knock yourself out. 313-552-6322. Or if you just want to chime in on something that we are talking about, we certainly would love to hear from you. All right, Maz, let's get to your sports update.
Hey, Mac, have a leaderboard ready for me. I'm
Got it
coming
right
to
here,
you,
buddy.
all
I'll
right?
read it out.
I'm going to have a little bing, bing, bing.
All right, this is
Bing, bing.
thank you to MyBookie, of course, for our update. It's brought to you by MyBookie, and we go to the sports desk and Darren McCarty for the 85th Masters. Wait, we're going to the 85th Masters first round from Augusta. And here's your leaderboard.
Yeah, the guys are just teeing off underneath us here, but we have Brian Harmon. It hasn't been a very big lead, not of low scores. Wind might be up, the weather might be down in April. 3 under leading the way, 3 players, Brian Harmon, Hideki Matsuyama, and Patrick Reed. That's Captain America.
Patrick Reed.
If you're on the DMAC train, Webb Simpson at plus 4,000. We got him yesterday's -2, along with Will Zalatoris, Christian Bezudenheit, and Shane Lowry, and then at 1 under is Seiyu Kim, Mark Leishman, Justin Rose playing with the bad back. That looks like the hills aren't affecting him as much, and SJM. So
where's the champ?
A lot of guys.
Where's the champ?
The champ is 2 over, Dustin Johnson. So 3 under. You know, you want to be within 6 or 7. So really, a lot of guys. We're moving back into the 3 over category. So 3 over is still 56. So there's a lot of guys crunched up. To me, that tells the wind's up or it's playing a little bit quicker than in November that they had to get adjusted to. So again, tomorrow's the big day, but you know, a guy like Phil Mickelson is sitting there at +1. Ryan Palmer, Scotty Scheffler, Bernard Longer, the ageless one, final round 72. Horses for courses, not bad for a 68-year-old.
Not bad at all. The old timers are doing well lately, right?
Well, yeah, you know what? It's that the beauty of the Masters. It's always playing the same course, right? So these guys, you win, you get to play it forever until your body can't play anymore. So some guys like Longer, who's a fitness guru, junkie, still winning on the senior tour. You know, chasing Hale Irwin's record of 45 wins, which was like the Cal Ripken it was the Joe DiMaggio consecutive games until Cal Ripken. Like no one ever thought. In the vortex, well, he's getting close, and it just shows you that he's playing with the young guys, and 68 years old, 2 over.
All right, thanks, Mac. Tigers off today. They start a 3-game series in Cleveland tomorrow against the Tribe. They beat them to start the season, if you remember, 2 out of 3. How about rookie sensation Akil Baddoo batting .456, 2 home runs, 6 RBIs to start his career. Of course, the Twins beat him 2 out of 3, so the Tigers sitting at 3-3 right now. So 81-81 if you take it off the sheet for the season. Pistons in Sacramento tonight taking on the Kings. Pistons getting 7.5. The spread started this morning at 6.5. It is up to 7.5. I say give till it hurts. Wings hosting Nashville tonight at Little Caesars Arena. Preds beat them in a shootout the other night. NHL trade deadline coming up Monday at 3. There's going to be lots of movement here with the Red Wings. We'll talk about that more tomorrow. Lions signed former Bills unrestricted free agent safety Dean Marlowe. Pretty good signing. Played well for the Bills last year. And we'll have Justin Rodgers from the Detroit News on in about less than 10 minutes from now. So make sure you join us. Tennis French Open delayed for a week. They'll start at May 30th. Wrestlemania 37. What was here in Detroit? Number 3? Back at the Silverdome? Back in the day, that was WrestleMania 3.
WrestleMania 3.
It's up to look at that aerial view of Raymond James Stadium. That's where they're having it. It's going to be a nice sight. It's going to be fun. Hopefully the weather will hold. Yep, the Super Bowl of wrestling tomorrow, and make that Saturday and Sunday. And if you go back to 2001, talking about the Masters, Tiger Woods wins then. That was his first green jacket, and of course a few more to come after that. And that was the Tiger Slam. He had won them all. The U.S. Open, the British Open, the PGA Championship, and the Masters. The Tiger Slam, they named it. Wish we could show you video, but the PGA are a bunch of schmucks. Like I told you, it's an elitist sport. That's why I don't like it.
It was hard playing with my nose up yesterday the whole time,
it is.
But I did it for you.
I know. I appreciate that.
No
man.
worries.
I appreciate that. You got to whisper. Golf clap.
I don't even think I know how to whisper.
You tried. I would say you tried.
I'm talking at a pro event. At a pro event.
At a pro event.
I'm a pro.
Pro amateur.
Well, and we're all tour players, amateurs.
Yes.
I like the fish. If you're gonna talk, I need the update music.
Bring, bring.
Yes. What's up, fish?
That's only for Masters. D-Mac already did that for me.
This is the Masters. Go ahead.
A lot of misconception about golf, okay? They don't all whisper. There's a lot of yelling in golf. You see that, like, when the guy hits the shot.
Get
when the guy's jaw. Light the candle! Don't be screaming that stuff. Bubba Booey! The best part, when fans are watching golf, it's the best.
It is fun.
Do you watch golf?
Yes, I do.
Do you play?
Do they...
Occasionally.
Okay.
I haven't played in the last year, I think.
I know you're a tennis guy.
I'm an everything guy.
All right.
Is golf big in New Zealand?
Yeah. Yeah, they have a tournament they play every February in Queensland.
Oh, really?
I got a Maz.
Say, when I was
you want to
there,
hear a Maz stat?
Okay, what's
about
that?
New Zealand?
Okay, what?
Right? That Tiger Woods, when he was winning all this stuff, his caddy was the highest paid athlete in New Zealand, Steve Williams.
Wow.
Really?
$3 million a year. Yep.
Wow.
Wow.
They had a falling out.
Wow.
He had a falling out with Fluff Cowan. He had a falling out with Stevie Williams. It's tough, I bet, to work for Tiger. Very tough.
It's not big, but it's a sport.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't
No, they
know.
have
I
great
know.
golfers
The only
down
reason
there,
why I
Nick
asked is
Price.
because when I was there for 2 weeks on my honeymoon, my husband did not ask once if we can go golfing.
Well, they have golf courses like everywhere else has golf
Yeah,
courses.
I just didn't know if it was big. If it was big there, because I'm actually.
Did you
surprised.
say honeymoon?
Yeah.
Well, of course he's. If you're not
Oh,
a
you don't
golfer,
know my
I mean, we
husband.
know.
You
Even
don't.
got like, hello, I got all my guys out there saying like, Pilar, give us a break. We're gonna push coming upstairs and stuff like that and trying that. But come on, we know if we fly across the world on our honeymoon.
When did you go when did you go on your honeymoon?
2018.
What day of the year? Month of the year?
End of March, I went in 2018. So, in the Northern Island, it was hot. In the South Island, it was cold.
How long were you guys there?
2 weeks.
Nice.
We just rented a car and went from the top to the bottom. We had a blast.
What side of the what side's the driver on over there? Is it
The
same as
left.
us?
The left.
So same as us here.
Oh, no. I mean the right.
Okay.
The other left.
Okay, the other left.
The other left. All right, guys. When we come back, we're going to take a quick break. But when we come back, we've got Justin Rogers joining us from the Detroit News Lions beat writer. We're going to be talking about his mock draft 2.0. So do not go anywhere. You're tuning into The Hook on Woodward Sports Network.
I'm looking to bring on another HVAC tech right now.
We are recruiting 5 to 10 techs a month.
We're looking to grow and expand. Every new tech we hire is from Northwestern Tech.
The hands-on training is fantastic.
They're always my first call.
We love hiring Northwestern Tech grads.
They come out trained and ready to work.
Our program is only 10 and a half months, and our next classes are starting soon.
10 seconds.
So why wait?
I'm looking to hire
a graduate of Northwestern Tech. Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Welcome back to The Hook on Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital network, live from MyBookie Studios. It is Thursday, April 8th, and joining us now, we've got Justin Rogers from the Detroit News Lions beat writer. Justin, welcome to the show.
Hey, guys. Thanks for having me.
Oh, no, we don't have his audio.
No. JR, you might be muted. I got it. All right, we got him.
We got you.
Say hi.
All right, try it again.
Can you hear me now?
I got you, brother. Hey, thanks for coming on, man. Justin's on his vacation. And
I
he's
like his
still
hair. I'm
and he's
putting
still
my hat
on.
off for Justin,
He
'cause
is
he's got
still
the hair
on.
Where are you vacationing?
Well, I've been working for like 8 months straight, so it's really taking care of all the stuff around the house that's been neglected for months.
I understand that.
JR, man, we're excited, of course. Our Super Bowl's coming up April 29th, 3 weeks from today, actually, and you've got your mock draft 2.0. And I know you got to do some different stuff because, I think Mel Kiper's on his fourth one. McShay is on his fourth. So they got trades. They got all kinds of stuff. Yours is pretty right down the middle. Until I don't understand how you're letting these quarterbacks slip through. You've got a quarterback going to Denver, Justin Fields at 9. Trey Lance, you got him slipping all the way to 15 to the Patriots. So start splaining, Ricky.
Yeah, I think largely it's because, I didn't incorporate trades into this thing. And, probably both those guys are coming off the board in the top 10, but it's a matter of who's going to trade up to get them. You already hear Atlanta's kind of already in the market for moving down. Denver is probably in the market for moving up. New England possibly. Washington is another team. So, really it was kind of matching franchises with quarterback needs. And where those guys fit. And I really didn't see, too much of a fit early. The Detroit is obviously a very interesting debate with Goff, but, I don't, at this point, really feel like quarterback's position they're going to address.
We're talking to Justin Rogers, obviously beat writer for the Detroit News. Thanks for joining us. My question is, 3 weeks out, what's your gut feeling? Are the Lions, you didn't obviously put trades in there, but are they more likely, in your opinion, to trade back or draft a receiver? And if a receiver, which one? Or where does Justin feel? Like you said, 8 months of banging your head and working so hard. What do you really think it's going to come down to?
8 months banging your head with one setup, and then it's a completely new setup, and you're learning new people all over again. So these guys that are coming in, Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes, they don't have a track record, and we really haven't had the time to kind of establish the channels, the relationships. So you're working a lot off feel right now. I do believe they'd love to trade down. It's not a situation like we just saw here with Miami trading down where the situation is already kind of clear for what San Francisco's moving up for. They know there are 3 guys that are going to be there that they like. Detroit, if they're going to trade down, it'll be a situation that is more likely to happen when they're on the clock and there's a real sense for who is on the board at that moment. But looking at this roster right now, it is lacking depth. They're clearly rebuilding. The opportunity to add future draft picks is a good thing if you're not moving back too far. You look at the levels of prospects. There's clearly probably usually 8 to 10 blue chip guys. So you're going to be moving back into that second tier of guys. If they do stay at 7, you start ranking the weight of the prospects. I really like Penei Sewell, the offensive lineman from Oregon. If he makes it that far, I don't think he will, but if he's there, I think that's a very logical fit. You solidify your offensive line for years to come if you can fill in that piece. In terms of the wide receivers, I think it's absolutely on the table. This is a franchise that didn't have really a long-term plan at wide receiver going into this offseason. The guys they signed 1-year deals, so they really don't have a long-term option. If you ask me to rank them, I'm putting Jamar Chase at the top of the board. But again, that's a guy I don't think will be there when Detroit's on the clock at 7. And that's why in this mock I gave him Devonta Smith. And the biggest reason for me there is, yeah, he's small. I don't think there's any way around that negative in his scouting report. But it's a guy that didn't suffer any major injuries in college, playing in a conference that requires a different level of physicality. And then 2, if you listen to how Dan Campbell talks and what he likes in players, he loves competitive toughness. And even though Smith is small, the dude did not opt out of his senior year, and then he went out and he put up a Heisman caliber season despite the size limitations. He's really physical at the point of attack, competitive in every way, and I think that'll appeal to this new leadership front office.
Justin, you've kind of got quarterbacks slipping in your mock draft. At 2 and 3, obviously, San Francisco and Jets have got to take a quarterback. Do you think that, aside from Trevor Lawrence, any of the quarterbacks that they're going to be able to snag at that point are going to be NFL start ready and succeed, not just be forced to thrown in, but actually have success?
Yeah, well, whoever the Jets are going to take is going to end up starting. I mean, I think that's the reality of the situation there. Zach Wilson is looking like the guy. Will he have success? I don't know. It's such a crapshoot at the top of the draft. I look at the jump he made from his 2019 season to his 2020 season, and nobody saw it coming. Very comparable in a lot of ways to, I think, Joe Burrow from LSU the year before. That Jets team is much like the Lions. Like they're rebuilding. They're kind of tearing it down and building it back up. I'd like to see the other weapons that they're going to put around him. They've already started with some of that in free agency, signing Corey Davis, the former Western Michigan standout. But they've got another first-round pick and a high second-round pick. They could add either another receiver or maybe more importantly, a running back, whether it's Harris out of Alabama or the Clemson running back there, the first running back off the board. It's a really good slot for them, and it's a good spot to fit. In terms of San Francisco, as long as Jimmy Garoppolo's there, I think he's probably the starter. There's still a chance they trade him. They get knocked off their feet with an offer, but I think whoever they draft is probably going to be a guy that sits and develops for a year. I think probably of the quarterbacks, Fields is probably the most ready to succeed now. Mac Jones is another guy that's really smart. He's been tied a lot to that program, but I think they have the benefit of kind of waiting, and that roster is a lot better than waiting. Had a ton of injury issues last year, and I think we could see San Francisco as a team that could be a, I don't know, Super Bowl contender, but certainly a division title contender, a playoff contender, and they probably won't do that as successfully with a rookie under the helm.
My question is easy. And obviously because you have been there through the lot, that 8 months of banging your head and everything, where this, to me, 180 degrees to where we were a year ago going into the draft. Is it just me, or are these the right guys from what up to this point? Because there's no track record and stuff. But are things different at in Allen Park? Is it different? Is this a different line starting from Sheila Ford Hemp all the way down? Does Justin Rogers feel like this is as real as the fans feel?
I think the thing that stands out to me the most is this is a positive group. They have a positivity in their attitude, and they're collectively working together. This has been a really big point of emphasis for this ownership variation, if you will, of the Ford family. Is Sheila really wants a group that is working together as a unit, as opposed to a typical pyramid structure where one guy's at the top and the buck stops with him. So Holmes and Campbell are really footing, but beyond that, they're really working to incorporate the opinions of everyone else in the organization and making decisions that are uniformly agreed upon across the board. They want to be rowing the boat in the same direction, if you will, to use a college catchphrase. So, they've tried just about everything in Detroit, right? They've pulled guys out of the booth. They've hired Super Bowl winning coaches. They've tried all these different types of leadership, and they've all failed, and for various reasons. I know fans will point out and say, "Oh, ownership's the only constant." Well, you can't fire an owner. The ownership's not changing, and I guess it has changed to some degree, but it's still the Ford family. So you got to just keep going back to the drawing board. This coach GM tandem is different in that way, in this collaborative effort, this positivity approach. They've had players coaches before, but maybe not in the same vein of a Dan Campbell, that high energy, bite your kneecap type of guy. So I'm as curious as anybody to see if it works. I can't do anything other than give them a clean slate and not hold them accountable for the history of the organization. They're only responsible for what they do. So it's interesting to see if it works.
Justin Rogers joins us, Detroit News. I want to get off the draft for a second and then get right back on it, of course. But how about the guy they just signed, the former Bills safety, Dean Marlowe? What do you know about him?
Very little, and this is the beauty of being on vacation, right? So I caught myself up to Quentin Dunbar and then checked out.
I screwed you. I'm sorry.
No, it's quite all right. What I do know is they needed a veteran safety. They have a very young room. Tracy Walker's a good player, had a down year. I think he's going to bounce back and be used better this year. But the other guys, C.J. Moore and Will Harris, are inexperienced and unproven. So they needed some depth, some veteran depth in that room. I went back and I looked a little bit at Marlowe's stats today. He played 200 snaps. He played equal number of snaps on special teams, which cannot be, underappreciated. I know it gets lost in the shuffle sometimes, but you get a guy that can play 250 special team snaps, he's going to be able to contribute on this roster. But they needed somebody in there to add some competition to that room. I would not be surprised if they also address the position in the draft in the first, say 3 or 4 rounds.
Justin, in your latest mock draft 2.0, what positions did you have the Detroit Lions targeting the most? And you can't say all, because we wish that would be the case, but they're just not going to be able to do that. What positions do you have them addressing the most in the draft that they're not going to be able to address in free agency?
That's a good question. So I only do the first round, so that kind of limits the view of it. But again, going back to whether they stay at 7 or not, the top prospects in this draft are, for better or worse, they're offensive players, and we all know that the Lions' defense was atrocious last year, historically atrocious. And so this team needs help defensively. They probably could still use a cornerback for depth. They definitely need a linebacker. You could never have enough edge rushers. Another defensive tackle wouldn't hurt. But if they're going to stay at 7, I really expect it to be a player that plays offense, whether it's a quarterback, a wide receiver, which I still think is the most likely option, or if Penei Sewell drops to 7, I think it's a really easy decision to grab the dominant offensive tackle, pair him with a group that's already young and relatively solid compared to the rest of the roster, and then you could worry about your defense the remainder of the draft.
Justin, thanks for joining us while you're on vacation, man. I appreciate it. Of the veterans that are remaining right now in free agency, guys like Richard Sherman, Antonio Brown, and Melvin Ingram, do you see any of them as affordable or as a fit here in Detroit?
No, it's not necessarily the price point, because if you look at the Lions cap situation right now, they've got the money to spend. Holmes has been very aggressive in cutting guys and restructuring contracts. They've cleared up something in the ballpark of $20 million in space before these two recent additions, which aren't going to put a major dent in it. So, if they wanted to, they could go out and sign these guys, but that's not where this roster is at the moment. So there's no point in going out and signing a guy like Richard Sherman, who, in my estimation, doesn't even want to come to a situation like this because he's trying to win now at the end of his career. Why give that guy half of that money when, in reality, it rolls over? It's like the old singular rollover minutes, right? Your unused cap space can carry over to next year. I think as much as this new coaching staff and new front office is breeding optimism, if you realistically look at the situation and look at the roster right now, it's not a contender. It's not a contender for a playoff spot. It's certainly not a contender for a Super Bowl. They are, if they build correctly and they draft well with these picks they're accumulating, and they save this money for the right time, they're realistically 2 years away. So don't spend it now. Don't spend it to win 6 games instead of 4 games. There's not a lot of value in that. Get the guys in here on the cheap that establish your culture that you've been doing in these 1-year deals, and then when your players that you've drafted and you've developed and your foundation is set, then you spend that money. And I think you're probably looking at a little bit more aggressive spending in 2022, but really opening up the checkbook in 2023.
Justin Rodgers, Detroit News, joining us. We're going to let you go here pretty soon so you can go back to your household chores on your vacation. But we talked about this a few minutes ago. I want to get your opinion. 5 quarterbacks have switched teams this year. They were all picked in the top 3. Obviously, Stafford, Jared Goff, Trubisky, Darnold, and Wentz. Who do you think out of those 5, put them in order, that you think will make the best, I don't know, the most, who would flourish the most for their team? For their new team?
Man, it better be Stafford for what the Rams paid for him. I mean, they've put all their eggs in it, and listen, we all know what Matthew Stafford is about in this town. We know he's tough, we know he's talented, and we know that he has not had the situation where he's had the complete roster around him to succeed. So if it's not Stafford, given the fact that they have 2 first-rounders, a third-rounder, and threw in Jared Goff into the package, the return package, then it's going to blow up on the Rams, and that's the kind of move that if it blows up, like, you're damaged for years to come because you don't have a pick, hurt the reputation of your GM and coach. So I would be very surprised if it's not Matthew Stafford having the biggest impact from that group.
All right, JR.
Yeah.
Thanks a million for coming on with us today, man. We appreciate it. And go back to doing what you're doing, man. Relax the rest of the weekend. Enjoy it. And we'll talk to you in a few weeks. 3 weeks from tonight, man, is the draft. It's coming quick.
Sounds good.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Justin Rodgers, Detroit News. Thanks a lot, man.
Yes. You guys caught me in the middle there.
Hey, what are you guys laughing at me for?
No, it wasn't. It was me.
I was stretching.
I was saying, after this one, we're going to go to break. People thought I was doing that, whatever over here. The
Young Jack.
Whatever it was.
You were. We caught you in the middle.
It was my baseball signs.
That's
you know what I mean?
Hit out the solo real quick, the Young Jack.
Yeah.
Is that what it was? Whatever this one.
Oh, no, not that. What was it?
That was we're going to break after this. It was I'm telling you, my baseball sign.
Well, we had you, and then we had D-Mac hitting the Triple H.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. All right, guys. When we come back, we've got some me gusta or no me gusta. So we're going to take a quick break. Y'all don't go anywhere. You're tuning into The Hook on Woodward's.
Wrap it. Hey, gang, it's Maz for Hall Financial. Interest rates are always changing, so now's the time to call Hall Financial. You don't know what's going to happen. Be smart. Make the right call. And rates are low right now. And you could be saving money you could be saving time on your loan as well. I got down to 2.5 this past year, and I knocked my loan down to 15 years. Hall Financial is fast. They do all the heavy lifting for you. So go to davidhallmortgage.com now to get started. Remember, Hall Financial, lower payments, better options, more personal attention. Tell them the folks here at Woodward Sports Network told you to call them. Back to you, Pilar.
Welcome back to the Hook on Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital network.
We look like a TikTok show.
Live from my bookie studios. It is Thursday, April 8th.
It was almost March, you said.
I almost did say it. I'm Pilar Lastra to my left. I've got D-Mac to my right. We've got Tom Mazzawey. We've got Fish in the Fishbowl. We've got Eazy D behind the glass. And Luke manning all of our social media. So make sure that you are chiming in on all the fun at Woodward Sports. And, of course, you can give us a call, 313-552-6322. All right, guys, it is time for us to let loose and have some fun.
We haven't had fun yet?
I know, which we pretty much do all show long, but it is time for Me Gusta or No Me Gusta. If this is your first time tuning into the show, well, welcome. The rules are really easy. All you have to do to play along is just say Me Gusta if you like the statement, or No Me Gusta if you do not like the statement. All right, guys, here we go. With 22 Vancouver Canucks down with COVID, the NHL should shut the season down for a bit. Ooh. Me gusta or no me gusta? D-Mac, you first.
No me gusta. You're going to shut the league down because one team's... I want to know exactly...
One team's out of control with COVID.
Well, but it's gone through it, so it'll be done. I think what they should do and what they're looking at and talked about is playing the playoffs in a bubble again. And that will prevent, because they've had last year's experience with it, they seem to know how to do it correctly. And, right now what's most important is that it doesn't spread, right? So now the fact that all these guys got it, so now they got the antibodies and stuff like this, does this create herd immunity quicker? Whatever else, but there's no reason you're going to shut down the league. We saw it in Major League Baseball opening weekend with Tommy's Mets and Washington.
Wasn't the Mets' fault.
No, it wasn't the Mets' fault, but I'm just saying they were hosting.
Yeah.
But they were probably in New York when they got it.
No, it was at the Nationals. It was going to be in
D.C.
D.C.
Was it? Oh,
yeah.
So that's why. So the fact that that leagues in the regular season have been able to just canceled those series and canceled the games, and I know in the NHL they've done that too. It hasn't gotten, too big to not. So I'm no te gusta.
Not te gusta. I just want to make a quick point to what you were saying though about, getting to herd immunity faster. The problem with that theory is that all the new strands are able to get you even if you've had the first strand of COVID-19 that we had. So herd immunity, it's like we're going to have herd immunity of 4 different strands of
to me, herd immunity, and that's the wrong term, would be going to the vaccines where people are vaccinated, the ones that were on top of it. You bring up a great point, Pilar, is that there's different variants of this strain, so you should be calling it COVID-19 plus or 20 or whatever, or man, whatever.
COVID-19 pie.
If you look at a can of Lysol, if you read a can of Lysol a year ago, 2 years ago, COVID is on there. It doesn't tell you COVID-19, but it says protects against COVID. So COVID's been around,
for
obviously, a long time, but not 19 and 20 and 21 and 22.
Right.
But that's the kicker. If you get a shot for the flu every year, which I do, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to get the flu. Right. It's the same. It's the same thing.
Right. You're just hoping that the symptoms won't be as hard if you get the if you get the flu vaccine. What is there like an IV or something on this bottle of vodka?
I think that you already hit it.
Just chug the whole bottle.
It makes sense now. No, the top's cracked. It's all filled with water. It's that old back in the day.
That's right.
Can we get that tested, please?
Before the show.
It's a good looking bottle, though.
It's a great looking bottle. Before the show, I emptied up our bottle of 8 Mile vodka, and I just filled it up with water.
How do you say water in Spanish?
Agua.
Agua.
That's a simple
So
one.
whether it's the whatever gets us quicker to vaccinations to whatever else, to me this is no te gusta, because I think that we've dealt with this. It's not that serious.
Right.
But it's also too why the argument of going into playoff bubble in the NHL would work.
All right, Tom Mazzawey, what do you think? Te gusta or no te gusta?
Shut it down. Me gusta. Shut it down.
Really?
Yeah.
Shut it down.
I came up with this question, and I believe in it. I think, not having an all-star game, I don't think they're having an NHL all-star game. So it's all-star time, all-star break, whatever. Usually was back in February. Now, they did have one all-star game. They did. Never mind. Anyway, I think you should shut it down.
For how long?
A couple
Like 2
weeks.
weeks?
Yeah,
3
a couple
weeks?
weeks. I don't think it's going to kill you. I say you shut it, you get everybody healthy, and start all over again. That's just the way I look at it. Not start from scratch, obviously, but you know what? They're down 6 games already, Vancouver is. I don't know how they're going to make those games up. And I don't know, man. I just think it's time that this hasn't happened in the other sports. And if it did, the NFL handled it pretty well. They delayed the game like a week. I remember the Steelers and the Redskins had to play
Steelers,
like on
I
a
think,
Wednesday.
have most delayed.
Yeah, on a
That's
Wednesday.
why-
They played
that's
like
why
on
they
a
were
Wednesday.
undefeated for so long.
They still played it in the calendar week.
I know, but
Right.
only a few players had it. We're talking 21, 22 players on one team, and they only have 25 on their team. Or even better yet, do what that Michigan high school did. Who was it? Was it the Shamrocks? Catholic Central, the Shamrocks. Their whole varsity team had COVID. They're in the playoffs. They didn't quit. They didn't eliminate themselves. They let the JV play.
The JV won 2 games.
The JV won 2 games. They won the state championship.
Yep.
So sit your ass down. Who's Vancouver's AAA?
Or who's our Syracuse, I think.
Yeah. Bring up Syracuse.
I like that.
Play. Let's go.
But
or
that's
shut
got
it
to be
down.
wrong, because it's got to be a Canadian farm team because they're all playing in Canada. I see the COVID messes that up too. Yeah, you know what?
Yeah.
You got a point, Maz. But
And by the way, in Canada, you might have shut your borders from us. We're not allowed to come in, but you still got it.
Oh, we're not allowed to go in?
I can't go home.
Shut down our
No,
borders?
I can't go
Really?
home.
You can't go either way.
Yeah, you can't go to Canada and you can't come back unless you're an essential worker.
Really? So
Yeah,
no
so you
Niagara Falls this year.
So
for
if you
people.
go up to the Ambassador Bridge, you got to show a card saying that you're an essential worker, and they're actually going to make sure you're an essential worker and you're not lying.
Yep.
Hey, I work for Rogers Mobile Company in Canada, and they're going to be like, oh yeah, you sure? Yeah, and then you got to have a card that says you work for Rogers Phone Company out in Canada.
Wow.
Or Scotiabank or any of the Canadian
Oh, yeah,
companies.
they shut us down, man. They didn't want nothing to do with us.
just dropping Canadian companies
Yeah.
like it's his job. I'm just like, yep, there's right. Yep.
You
that's
didn't
right,
think
yep.
I knew that, did you?
Well,
Listen.
no, I was gonna call you. I was gonna call you accountability. Like if you went to Max Milk and stuff like that, I'd be like, there's Max Milk. Max Milk's convenience store. There's friggin' A&P. There's Loblaws.
What's the Kit Kat called in Canada?
You're thinking of the Coffee Crisp.
That's it.
The Coffee Crisp, the Arrow.
Yeah.
There's chocolate bars like Mr. Big.
Hey, you got the best Ruffles.
Oh,
the all dressed.
The all dressed
all
Ruffles.
dressed
What are
in
the
ketchup
Ruffles?
chips. Ruffles are
they're like they're chips.
Yeah, the chips.
Ruffles
Yeah,
are
she
ridges.
doesn't know. Pilar, that's not
Lay's potato chips,
Yeah.
Ruffles potato chips.
But they're all
I know
dressed.
what Ruffles are.
Yeah.
Well, you should
Hey,
have said
Ruffles have
Ruffles
ridges.
potato
Listen,
chips.
I did say that.
Shreddies. You guys don't have
Have another
Shreddies
drink.
over here?
No.
Shreddies
Just
are
caressing my
huge.
bottle of 8 Mile over here.
All this stuff. There's a different, but you're right though, Maz. The Coffee Crisp is a Canadian staple.
I know, and Tim Hortons, of course, started there, and huge here in the Americas. But look
And
at
McDonald's
Toronto.
Canadian McDonald's tastes different. It's more. I'm gonna go out and say this. It's healthier. It's more.
Really?
It's not. Processed.
They still have the McDLT?
You eat a Big Mac over there, or you eat a quarter pounder. You have Leamington tomatoes in it. It's fresh. It tastes good. Like I'm
As
telling
opposed
anybody.
to what do you have here?
And they're
those
what's
are
that?
tomatoes. I mean, those are tomatoes, right?
Yeah, but they're not Leamington tomatoes, where I'm from, and they're not the best in the
They're
world.
not Jersey tomatoes.
Well, they can be second best,
No,
but
they're the best.
the whole thing is they have different menus too. I've seen lobster stuff on at McDonald's menu.
Look at Toronto. They haven't played. The Raptors, they're stuck in Tampa Bay. Not that that's a bad place to be. Look at they can't go home. Look
Tell
at
me
the Blue
that's
Jays.
Blue Jays, same thing.
Do you know what the Blue Jays are playing
Florida's
tonight?
filled with
They're playing in
COVID right
Dunedin,
now.
Florida.
Yeah, Florida.
A major league game in Dunedin,
that
Florida.
ballpark?
In that ballpark.
And
I told you that's one of the oldest. That'd be cool.
Fish, find out what
last
the
year
game
they had to play in Buffalo, right?
Yeah, they played in Buffalo at the Bison Stadium. Find out who the Jays are playing tonight in Dunedin.
All right, Eazy.
awesome.
¿Te gusta o no te gusta?
No, me gusta. Keep it going. Keep the season going. Like you said, bring up the guys from the lower league and let it play. I can't believe Maz, Mr. Open It Up, wants them to shut it down. That blew my mind.
Yeah,
Shut him down.
Shut them down. I want the playoffs. I don't want bubble playoffs. I want people to go to the playoffs and enjoy the game. Shut it down. Chill out for a while. Get it back on board and let's go. 2 weeks.
Fish.
See, but hold on. Do you know why I'm bubbling it? You know why I am because of the bubble? Because our team's not in it, so I don't care.
There you go.
There you go.
Go ahead, Fish.
¿Te gusta o no te gusta?
No me gusta, man. I'm disappointed with you.
Sorry,
Shut
man.
the season down, really?
Just for a couple weeks.
I don't care. I don't want the season to be shut down.
They could show like highlights from like the 70s and the Stanley Cup Finals of Canadians, and then of course the Islanders in the early 80s.
I don't want that. I want live sports.
Okay.
It is Dunedin Stadium in Florida.
Who are they playing?
They are playing I just had it up here a second ago, and I lost it.
It's okay.
That's all right.
But they're playing the Angels.
Look at that.
Los Angeles Angels.
The Angels in Dunedin, Florida, for real this time. Not spring training. Not Grapefruit League
real.
play. Pretty cool.
For real this time. I'm going to have to say to the statement
You're
with
shutting
the
it down.
21-22 Vancouver Canucks down with COVID, the NHL should shut the season down for a bit. I'm going to say no me gusta.
Yeah, suck it, man.
I'm gonna
Finally,
say, you know
controversy. See, we could have had Adam Blore suck. Yeah. You know what?
Suck it, man. That's great.
Come on. 4-1.
I'm going to say.
Also, the thing that changes it is they have it contained. Vancouver's
contained?
it's contained within Vancouver.
themselves.
Yeah. So it's not leaking anywhere. So you're going to shut the season down when it's not affecting anyone else but Vancouver.
Look at me coming to Mazz's.
Everybody else is
And the
saying to
NHL has a plan. They're going to play their games in the first week in May.
I'm gonna come to Mazz's defense though, because as it gets later in the season, close, which you're looking at are these playoff teams and how many games in hand, because that's gonna. So to Mazz's point, if it's something like this for a week or whatever would help catch things up, I could see that but it's not just because of the COVID.
can't do
it's
a
because
week.
of
You
what
have to
COVID's
do-
done.
I'm going to see where
It would have to be
Vancouver
at
is in the playoffs here.
At least
See
2
where
weeks
they
is
are.
what you have to do for all the contract
Standings.
tracing, for them to get the signs of it. Then another 10 days after
Vancouver's fifth.
sign.
They're
I
fifth
just
in their
feel that
division.
So they're not making it?
Well, they got 35 points. Montreal's got 43, but look how many games in hand.
Well, I just feel that
it looks like a bunch of games in
look,
hand.
this is terrible that the Canucks have got such a high rate of COVID. But I feel that if it is contained within their own team, all the other teams right now are saying, don't make your problems mine. Keep it within yourself. You figure it out if you're going to have to forfeit games or you're going to have to reschedule your games. You figure that out. We're going to keep doing what we're doing. Because I feel that a lot of the league is doing what they need to do as far as getting vaccinated. A lot of these players are staying home. A lot of these players are not necessarily, staying home like when they don't need to be out. They've got their own bubble going on. So, but I do feel that what needs to happen is there needs to be some type of investigation with the Canucks. Like, how did this get so out of control?
Yeah.
What were you guys doing? It was like when, what was it, the Titans.
Yep.
They had their massive outbreak that just got out of control, that the league started looking at them and saying, okay, where are you guys?
We're going to forfeit games, they told them.
Where are you guys not following protocol? Who's not wearing the mask? They uncovered all this stuff. You guys are holding outside practices when you're not supposed to be, outside practices in a facility that you're not supposed to be in. So I think that somebody needs to investigate what happened there. So let us know your thoughts. Te gusta o no te gusta? Do you guys think that the league should shut down for a little while, or the Canucks should just ride this out and figure out where this problem started? So when we come back, are we going to do a little bit of dun, 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 dun?
Yeah, we got our Jeopardy guy.
Yeah, we got Scott Schuster on the line. So look forward to talking about what a great.
This is the guy. The first night Aaron Rodgers was hosting Jeopardy, had the best Final Jeopardy comeback, Adam. We'll play that video for you, and we'll talk to him live from L.A.
Yeah, so don't go anywhere. You're tuning into The Hook on Woodward Sports Network.
Morning, Art. Morning, D-Mac.
Scott, did you come up with the correct response? Who wanted to kick that field goal? That is a great question. Should be correct, but unfortunately for this game today, that's incorrect, and you're going to lose 0. Thank you for that, and congrats on your 2-day win streak. But the man in the middle.
Welcome back to The Hook
That's
on
good,
Woodward
man.
Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital network, live from my bookie studios. Now, you guys just saw a clip of Aaron Rodgers' first night of hosting Jeopardy. And it's Scott. We've got Scott joining
Scott
us.
Shufeld.
Who gave Mr. Rogers a good chuckle there, didn't you?
Yeah, he seemed to enjoy it. Good afternoon. How you doing?
Well, good, man. Thanks for spending some time with us. We know you're busy. You're a rock
of course.
star out there in L.A.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a blur. Are you planning to ask me if I think my question will lead to the disintegration of the Green Bay Packers and the rise of the Lions?
I like that. Yeah.
That's what we
Yeah,
wanna
answer
hear.
that question for us.
Okay, then yes, that's what's going to happen.
That a boy,
Yes,
Scott.
that's
That a
what I
boy.
Wait, even better, was that your intention? If that was your intention, you got a huge bunch of Lions fans that are going to follow you. So I would say yes. I went in there with that swarmy
Yeah,
intention.
well, I mean, within my family, there are some Lions fans. I celebrate them for who they are. And it was my intention. Like after I knew going into Final Jeopardy that I couldn't catch the guy who was in first,
Right.
I didn't care what the category is. I was answering this.
That's awesome. I mean, how was Aaron to you? First of all, how do you think he did as a host, and how did he treat everybody?
He was good. He came out before and spoke to all 3 contestants, and after the game, I know there's clips out. It kind of makes it look like just him and I had a hubbub about football, but no, he talked to everybody about their own thing. And, it was his first day doing a job that Alex Trebek did for 36 or 37 years. It's tough. Getting used to his voice as a contestant was a little tricky. But no, my idiocy is why I lost, not Aaron's voice.
You did awesome, Scott.
Scott, did you ever get an answer for that question from him, maybe off camera?
I mean, on camera, didn't everyone get the answer that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, when I thought about it, asking it, I mean, I was pretty much 100% sure that Aaron didn't want to kick it. So, I mean, I think everyone knew it was up.
Right.
When specifically, because if you watch Jeopardy at all, you were a 2-time champion. You know, you had lost and you had been there. When did that question? When did it start percolating in your brain? You said that you knew when you were going to write it down because you couldn't win. But go ahead.
Sorry, Darren.
No,
I didn't know. I knew Rodgers was going to host Jeopardy, but I didn't know he was going to be my host until I showed up that day. And then, when you sit around, you have enough time to think about possible joke answers or funny things or weird things that might happen. Certainly thought about some stuff I could write down to Dr. Oz, but I didn't do that. And then, so, I mean, if you're going to do something about Aaron Rodgers and the Packers, there was really only one thing to write. Like, that was still fresh in my mind, and it just happened I taped in February. So, I mean, I was watching that game. I bet Packers money line. We all wanted to know what I wrote.
Yeah. Right. Well, I think that the beauty of it, Scott, is that if you watch the replay and you know what the answer is going to be, so I watch your face and you immediately watch his reaction, and that's the best part about Aaron Rodgers to me, is that he's going to let you know how he feels, whether he says it or not. And
That's how he looked on game day.
Exactly. How that first expression. Did you get the response that you thought you would get, or more or less?
You guys are right about when you see him on TV, kind of you can kind of tell what he might be thinking. Like I remember him on the bench in that game, just staring daggers into the abyss. And I thought that it would be a good moment for the show, probably, and like I think he did too. But yeah, for a brief second, I was like, man, I'm actually putting this guy in kind of an awkward position on national TV. And, well, but I mean, there was nothing I could do at that point. It had already been written.
Scott, you did awesome, but I wish you would have asked him, why didn't you just run it in yourself, a-hole, the play before?
A-hole?
Well, I don't know about the last part, but the first part is a fair question. I mean, it looked pretty open.
It was. It was very open.
That's Maz being upset about losing.
Oh, yeah, because Tom Brady won that damn game.
They did have the linebacker spying on him, though, so who knows what exactly was going on.
He would have got to the one at least.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Eazy.
Go ahead, Eazy.
Hey, Scott, thanks for coming on. We have an intern here named Fish who's been highly critical of Aaron Rodgers' performance there during Jeopardy. And he actually has done an impression, and he says he could do it better. Would you mind giving us a grade on him introducing, I guess, Jeopardy contestants and whatnot?
Sure, I can do that. So how was Fish on his first day at the job?
Well, I was actually going to ask you. I was going to raise my hand and ask you, was Aaron Rodgers sleepy at all? Did he appear wobbly? Or he had a late night or a long day?
Yeah, well, he seemed perfect.
He looked bored.
Right, Fish, give him your impression. Yeah, give him your impression and let him grade you 1 through 10.
Remember Scott, you're asking.
It's Scott.
Yeah,
Go to Scott.
I know his name's Scott. Here, all right, Scott. Let's see if you answer the question correctly. Who wants to kick the field? Ha 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 ha. You did not get that right, Scott, but that was very funny. All right. Scott, how much did you wager? You wagered $0. You leave with $7,315.
I'm back in the studio right now. There's no difference. No difference whatsoever.
Hey Scott, how long were you prepping for the show on Jeopardy? I mean, how hard is it to get on Jeopardy, man? You got to be brilliant, obviously.
It was brilliant. I don't know about that,
Well,
but it was it was a process. I had to write a online test, pass that. Another in-person test, pass that. Yeah, you can write the test now anytime online. When I did it, you didn't need to do that.
How did you study for it, though?
Oh, yeah, you asked me that. Well, I watched the show. That's the most important thing because the clues kind of have their own language. There's often 1 or 2 clues within each clue. That's the most important thing. But, yeah, when I got the call, I had 13 days to prepare. I was out for a walk, and I walked home, and for a brief second, I was like, I need to learn everything in the entire world in 13 days.
Wow.
But flashcards, and I mean, I wish I had slept more. Really, leading up to it, I felt like I was kind of overloaded. But what can you do?
How many shows do they tape in a day?
5.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
It was a long day. My day, I had to be there for things to start at 7 a.m. and I didn't leave till 9:30 p.m.
Ooh. Wow.
Yeah, it was. It was long. It wasn't. It's not what you see on TV. It's so much different. Yeah.
How's Johnny Gilbert? Is he a good guy?
It seems great. I wouldn't know. COVID protocols kept us away from everybody.
Scott, is there any other game shows that
Thank you, Johnny.
you're thinking of trying out for?
Oh, God. The idea of being on television horrifies me now like it did then. No plans
But
to do
you
that.
also picked
You look great.
one of the hardest shows to go on. It's not like you went on, Wipeout.
Oh, no, I mean, I just like how it's pretty pure. It's just you kind of up there by yourself with trivia. I mean, it's kind of the ultimate test of it. And when you get something wrong on there, you feel like it's so silent and you feel so stupid and you want to run away.
Aw.
I think you should take a crack at Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. I think you'd kick ass there.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe we'll see how it goes.
What is one of the things, I guess, Scott, that has come from this? What is your occupation, or what do you do for a living?
I'm a writer, and right now trying to sell my first novel that I've written. It's a murder mystery, and the best thing that's come from this is, without a doubt, catching up with all the old people from my past, teachers, everything like that, who I hadn't talked to, or in the family and friends I haven't seen for a year because of the pandemic. I mean, I could have written, hello, Mom, hi, Dad, thank you on my final answer, but instead I went the way I did. It's just been good catching up with everybody.
Has the NFL Network called you for Good Morning Football?
No, they haven't. I would have loved to go on that show. I'm a fan of that show.
We'll get you on there.
Before I came on here, my dad and I were reminiscing about our 3 favorite Red Wings moments. 2 of those involve Patrick Waugh getting beat up, and then the other one is Darren dishing out some frontier justice on one Claude Lemieux.
Oh, dude, you know what? You can actually, I would implore you to, because Justin and I, for the anniversary, 24-year, March 26th, I got a 20-minute breaking that fight down on our Woodward Sports here. You can check it out on YouTube and stuff. But, those are, Scott, I'll leave you with this. I always tell everybody, if you're having a bad day, it could always be worse. They say, what do you mean? And I say, because you could be Patrick Waugh. And I'm not saying it because I scored a hat trick against him and scored all these goals. He got his ass kicked by a midget 50-year-old goaltender in Mike Vernon, then came back the next year and fought a 12-year-old Chris Osgood, never had a fight in his life except at Christmas against his sister, and got his ass kicked then. So, you know what? It sucks to be Patrick Waugh, in my opinion.
We all celebrate Christmas different ways, I suppose.
Hey, Scott, we're going to make sure Darren D-Mac sends you out something with an autograph on it.
You betcha. Get easy your information, bro, and we appreciate it. And it sounds like you got a few Red Wings fans with those Lions fans in the family. So,
my dad.
Well,
he wishes I was Steve Eisenman. He really does.
Listen.
Hey, we're big fans of yours.
Don't all our parents, but some of them.
That's true.
Darren McCarty. There you go. Yeah.
Thank you, guys. It was great.
Thanks, Scott.
What's the name of the novel?
So stay on the line so we can get your info.
That's good.
All right,
that was
Scott
great.
Shufeld from Jeopardy, known as a guy here who made Aaron Rodgers chuckle.
I love it, man. I'm gonna go home and watch that episode again tonight.
Great question.
But that's but think about it, right? Because that's the connection to the whole world. And he nailed it at the end. It was the fact that he brought something that no matter where we were, world of sports, it's football now, that we're connected to it, have the memory. He put it out there a little bit just to get that reaction because it was a question he wanted. And what did he say? Think of all the people that he's lost connection with and stuff like that, right? That have come back to him, teachers, former people. Like that, to me, that's where the story is. What do you got, Fish?
Justin Rose, Birdie, 2 in a row. He's the official leader at 4 under par.
Ooh, and the bad back. Can he hold up?
He's on 13.
I don't have any money on him.
It's
Wilt,
right.
Rose, wilt. Aren't you glad I told Scott you'd send him something?
And DeChambeau.
Absolutely. Isn't that nice how Maz is? I wonder what Maz is going to give him, though.
DeChambeau finished 4 over par along with Tommy Fleetwood.
I already know what you should send him. Fight night at the Joe. T-shirt.
I think so too. One of those T-shirts that you gave us.
You guys assume that I have that stuff. You can send him the fight night at the show. If you find it, I'll sign it. But no, we should have.
Sweet revenge.
We should find his dad. His name and make sure his dad gets a fight photo because they have to be everywhere in the world and we got to get all the people, but we'll see. We'll send him something, Maz. Maz will send you something. Don't worry about it.
We'll take care of you, Scott.
I like that you said his dad because he said what a big fan his dad was.
Yeah, I'm one of those guys that listens.
Yeah.
Because it's a very important to.
That's why you landed such a great wife.
Thank you. There you go. See, now we see. Now you understand.
Why don't you do one of those little phone call thingies you do?
What's that?
What phone calling?
Cameo. Do a little cameo for Scott.
Oh, no, but see, he's missing the point. It'd be for Scott's dad.
Yeah, for Scott's dad. That's what it is.
Dad. It's
so,
for Scott's
or why don't we
dad.
send Scott's dad a video?
Sure, we can do that.
There you go. But I don't know what the hell. See, Maz has got to understand what all this is before it is. I was like.
All right, guys, we got less than 2 minutes left to our show, and we
Thank
got to
God.
get to who you like. So, who wants to go first?
Well, I'm going to go first. Winning the bet last night. I won. My minus 1.5.
I won.
I won Edmonton minus 1.5, right? Okay. So, you were 2. I'm going Wings. Money line, win the game tonight. It's the back playing the same team as nailed it earlier. We're going with that trend.
Going with the Wings.
All right.
Wings on the money line.
Good
to
call.
win.
Good call. I guess
Nats,
two.
who you got?
I gave you 2 winners last night, Knicks and Nets. Tonight I'm going to give you. I don't like betting against the Pistons because it's my team. But Sacramento laying 7.5. It was 6.5 this morning. Vegas knows, so I say give the 7.5. And I like the Bucks as an underdog tonight, +2. Bucks +2 against the Mavericks. You don't get Milwaukee as an underdog very often.
All right, there you have it. Easy. Who you got?
Sorry guys, I did not mean to put that on me this early, but I'm gonna take.
Just take the same teams I do, like you always do.
I went against you last time and I lost.
Wait.
It burned me. I got my first Red Wings heartbreak, so I'm gonna take them over the Predators since they lost in
There
overtime.
you go. Hop on Mac's back.
All right.
Hey, I got you, kid. Jump
All
on.
right, Fish. Who we got?
All right, I'm going the New Zealand Warriors. They're playing tomorrow against one of the worst teams in the competition.
How about the Swans?
So I hope they win. They won. They won by 3 points this morning.
We're talking about.
Swans were a winner.
So I was very excited about that. And then you're getting the Panthers over the Raiders.
Okay.
Full crowd, by the way.
What sport?
Rugby.
Rugby.
Friday night football.
Come on,
I
Pilar.
love it.
And they
You're like
just
6-0 in your rugby picks, Pilar. You know it's rugby.
April 19th, Australia and New Zealand. You're able to fly there with no quarantine.
Ooh. All right. Things are getting juicy.
That was
out
a
there.
hint for his birthday present.
Exactly, right? All right, guys, that will do it for us. Thank you so much to our guests who joined us. Justin Rogers from the Detroit News, the Lions beat writer. For Scott, who we were able to get on the show today as well, letting us know about his experience.
Jeopardy champion.
Yep. With Aaron Rodgers hosting his first night of Jeopardy. Thanks so much to our caller, Kevin, who called in for a chance to win. But nobody has won yet, so hopefully tomorrow, maybe Pete will call back again. Maybe Pete will take another shot at it. So another chance to win the $100 gift card to Detroit Wing Company, all brought to you by our friends over at Hall Financial. For DMAC, for Maz, for Fish, for Eazy, for Luke, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'm Pilar Lastra.